another wonderful episode of the Mythic Initiative. I am your humble keeper for these preceding evenings here, Chris. With that, we have a wonderful episode for you today, but first, let us introduce all these lovely members here, starting off first with C.
Hi everyone, I'm C. I use they them pronouns, and you can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at C Plays RPG. But tonight I'm playing the worst guy in maybe the universe. I feel like we maybe graduated from Earth to universe level of being a shit human, which is pretty good. I think we're doing pretty good here. So, looking forward to it. Eden is their name, by the way, who uses they he pronouns. So that's what I'm on right now. Having a super normal one, but I'm going to pass it to my my better half, my better twin, Vin.
What is better, actually? I don't know tonight. I don't know the definition, but oh my gosh, hi. I'm Vin. I've been VoxV8 on Twitter. He, they pronouns, and I'll be playing Heaven. I don't know if I'm still the bad twin or the worst twin. I'm something. But what do you think, Hamna?
Well, I think that you've done nothing wrong at all, any time ever. And anyone who says that is just incorrect and needs to see the light. Anyway, hi everyone. My name is Hamna. I use any and all pronouns. And today I will be playing Misfit, who uses he, they pronouns. Misfit is the summoned and got his shit rocked last episode. So, like, I guess that's the thing. You know who didn't, I think, kind of? CJ.
Better, of a more excellent or effective type or quality. That's the definition. And I, as CJ, can tell you that neither of them are better. They're actually both worse. Hi, it is I, CJ, playing the best of us, the one that doesn't get their shit rocked. That's actually, those are the only qualifiers that I have. Vic, woo! And then you can hear like the explosions. Anyway, I don't actually remember what else I was going to say. That's all. I'm passing it to our humble GM, Keeper. Are you still Keeper in this?
I believe I am. I hope I am. But in this scenario here, before we get into this lovely episode, a bit of content warnings. For this episode in particular, you can type it in chat, !CW for yourselves. This episode in particular, fantasy violence, apocalypse, gore, blood, familial struggles, body horror, drug abuse, severe weather, references to sexual entanglements, monsters and monstrosities, references to epidemic and diseases, and trauma. If any of these don't float your boat, there's a plethora of wonderful content out there for you to enjoy. With that in mind, Mythics, are we ready to do this weird episode? Twitsy-totsy-turvy little world we're about to join in? Fantastic. With that, a little context of what happened in our previous episode. No future. This is what the Mythics have learned inside the video game realm of Nevermore, as revelations into the history of one of the A-Hole's members, Fatima, had given way to disaster. Apparently, the Mythics are destined to lose this fight of theirs as the Silver Creed somehow gains control of the Mythics and uses them like puppets to conquer the Earth for a new alien empire to take its place. To make things worse, Heaven somehow is unaffected by this mind control and goes on to become a prominent rebel leader by making the hard choices to achieve the greatest good, just as Naomi would have done. This dark future is not set in stone, though, as the celestial progenitor known as Prague managed to influence Heaven's darker tendencies and has set them adrift on a path that even the most seasoned members of the initiative find disturbing. For now, we return to the motel prior to the events of the surprise attack, as Misfit catches up with their mother Thule and prepares to give them the hard truth about their father, Iblis. We open up moments before the attack, and I think we're in a separate hotel room. You, Misfit, you're in the bathroom just washing up. And I think, with everything that's in mind, you're just coming back, I think there's a bit of nerves in your stomach. Because your mother while you finally found them and you have them close and they know who you are is all fantastic, they don't know a lot of things. And at some point, you're going to have to tell them. And even you can feel Aussie in the back of your brain is not helping the case, as they have been kind of negging you to tell them what's going through your mind right now as you're just washing up at the moment.
What isn't going through my mind at this moment? There is so much that I want to tell my mother, so much that I want to know, and how much I want to hear from her as well. I mean, I haven't known her almost my entire life. I was far too young to really remember her, when she disappeared. And so it's like I'm meeting her for the first time, almost, right now. And I don't know how to tell her everything that's happened because, well, things with my family aren't exactly great right now. So Misfit is anxious, trying to figure out what is the correct order of operations? What is the correct way to say, hey, you're my mom, one of your children, and also I was supposed to bring about the end of the world, and then that didn't happen because I was fighting with your other son, who is dead now, by the way, and everyone blames me for that, and the world didn't end, so that's good. I mean, you didn't want it to, but now Dad's mad at me, and everyone's mad at me, and everyone's trying to kill me, and also I'm trying to kill Dad, so maybe not an easy thing to say. So I think Misfit's just trying to roll around in their head, like, what is the information to share and what is not, and also, is she even gonna like me?
I think it's all very anxious, but those thoughts kind of end as you can hear the TV kind of go on really, really loud, and almost like almost like a toddler just playing with it, as it's just as you can clearly connecting dots that your mother, you don't know when exactly she was brainwashed, but maybe television wasn't a thing. As you can see, they're fiddling around with that thing quite annoyingly.
I think splash my face with water one last time and look into the mirror, gripping the counter. Okay. You got this. Yeah. And Misfit turns around and will enter into the room and like immediately is accosted, because before at least I had the walls of, the separating the bathroom and the room and the door to muffle the sound a little bit. But walking into the room, I think, is accosted by this very, very loud television, and like his hands immediately go up to his ears. He walks forward and like quickly like turns the volume down and says, does that not hurt?
No, I'm just very intrigued why Alejandro would cheat on someone. As you see, there's apparently like a nurse teledrama happening right now, as it's like a confrontation scene of just like, I didn't mean to do it, and she's like, but you did it anyway. And you see that Thule is clearly very emotional about this. It's just like, he's not a very good partner.
Misfit, I think, sits down next to Thule, who I imagine maybe like is on the bed, like looking at the TV, and is just gonna sit down next to her. And say, yeah, it doesn't really seem like it, does it?
I must say, humanity has gone quite far. You can watch other people's lives through this, and it's... I mean, I tried to touch it to see, it's like, I thought they were stuck in there, but it's a transmission, so it's very interesting how far they have gotten, so...
Oh, I mean, this isn't actually somebody's real life. This is, like a show, a drama they're pretending
like
for
a
your
play.
entertainment. Yeah, like a play.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lovely. And
Yeah.
you see that she's kind of just sitting down and just still very, like, cat-like, just, well, this is intriguing.
I was actually wondering, would it be okay if we talked for a little bit?
Sure, sure. I probably can catch the matinee, and kind of begins to like turn it off, and then sits down just opposite. Yes. What is it, Miss Foot? What would you like to talk about?
Um, you've been gone quite a while, right? Working with the, um, the church, was it? Or, and all that. Um, there's somebody that I want you to meet. Aussie.
You almost like get like a "Are you sure?" kind of like button pop up of like, "Are you sure you want me to come out?"
Yeah, Aussie. There's somebody that I think you should meet.
I think you see them. They pop up, but they're kind of still very much like a toddler, kind of go from the back of your head, creeping ever so slightly out. She kind of, your mother looks at it. Well, isn't that fascinating?
This is Aussie. Aussie was uh made by Naomi.
My sister, with her antics again. She was always an inventor of the three of us. Well, I'm glad she was able to do that. I mean, at least Alejandro will have a playmate now, or a sibling, or something like that. But I mean, it's good. But I don't understand why. Is Naomi downstairs? Is that Are
Um,
they both down there, or?
that's part of the reason I wanted to talk to you. Aussie is all that's left of Naomi.
Like possession wise? I know my sister was not very good materially with stuff. Again, horrible with
No,
numbers.
like at all. Naomi died.
Um, Misfoot, and grabs your hand. I know I'm not accustomed. It's been a while since, um, language, and things may change. I mean, I hear people say heavy all the time, like, but they're not heavy. So is this kind of a slang thing here? Is it like she's like very down of energy, or is she tired? Is that what we're trying to say?
No, I mean like she was alive and is no longer alive.
Hmm. You see, she kind of gets up. Uh, will you excuse me for one moment? Just one moment.
Of course.
You see they close the door. Do you look out the window, or do you just wait for them to come
I
back?
think Mr. will look. He's far too. He wants to know if like she's like leaving, or like what's happening.
You see that she takes two simple steps. There is a moment of silence as it's raining just a little bit, as you see she just stands there in the rain and immediately grabs the car to the left of them and chucks it like a stone as far as they can, as you just hear the sonic boom of it leaving the atmosphere. There is
Before she,
just a long scream. Uh,
before she comes back, I think Misfit turns to Aussie and says, um, before she comes back, there's something that you should know, in case you. Well, you already know that she's my mother.
yes, I know
But
she's that.
I you didn't. As complicated as my feelings towards Naomi are, she was still your mother, and you never knew her. I also never really knew my mom, and I think that you deserve to have a family. It's not your fault that Naomi made you and then abandoned you. And I know that you may not feel negatively towards her for that, but I can imagine that you must be lonely in some way. And so when my mom comes back, I mean, she's your aunt, you know? She's your family too. So
I guess if we're being honest here, you see she gets a little pensive as you see a chair kind of pulls up as they kind of enlarge themselves to like a regular size. Are you just trying to get rid of me because I'm holding you back, or am I annoying? Is that... 'cause I know
no,
that happens a lot.
no,
I
I'm
can
not trying
just...
to get rid of you. I'm just saying that if you want to have a relationship with a family member, an older adult family member of some kind, I mean, she's kind of the only one we have left.
So you understand the word we. So why would I just... why won't we just stick together? I don't understand.
I don't really know how to tell her that Naomi's not the only one that she's lost.
Just be honest, she seems to be taking it quite decent.
You saw what happened outside, right?
She's more powerful than that. You're lucky she didn't, crack a hole into the crater of the earth.
Okay, but what if she does after hearing that her son is dead?
I would think you would learn that lying isn't exactly the way to go with things.
Not lying, but just strategic revealing of information over time.
Yeah, called a lie. Like, are you gonna tell them about the double tap you did on your brother's assassination? Or assassiner?
Well, that doesn't need to be. That's a whole other conversation. Okay, fine. I see what you're saying. Fine. But if she destroys the world out of grief, that's on you.
Look, she's coming back. Why didn't... I just have to do a bit of checks because my sensors are kind of freaking out a little bit, but just be normal with them. I mean, just tell them the truth.
Right. Okay. Right. Normal. How does one be normal?
I would try to teach you, but you didn't learn from the other books, and this isn't gonna... Just wing it. I mean, that's what you're good at.
Can do. All right. And Misfit, I think, like, scrambles back onto the bed to make it look like they had not gotten up and, like, not, like, went to the window at all. Is just gonna, like, sit and try to figure out, like, okay, where exactly was I sitting?
You see Mother drenched, closes the door, takes a seat right back down. That is disappointing news, to say the least. But thank you for your honesty, my son.
I'm really sorry.
It's... I wholeheartedly thought I was gonna die first.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Well, it's... we were all together, and, Naomi wasn't exactly...
No. What did you call me?
Son?
Yeah.
You're my son.
You know that?
Why? I gave birth to you. Why would I not know that?
Okay. I wasn't sure because of the whole...
No, I know who you are. Yes, I wouldn't be, again, are you okay?
I wasn't sure the brainwashing and everything. I'm not really sure what information you have and what you don't have. Okay.
Well, I gave birth to 3 wonderful children. And you can, by that denomination, not all your siblings are from your mom.
Okay,
the
cool.
other 2
I was like, is this new information for me?
No,
or
it's just the 3 children. She stopped at you because you were the last one, and then sadly she disappeared. But your father remarried and gave birth to the other,
Cool.
other 2.
Cool. In that case, I am not surprised by this information at all. I think Misfit is just kind of like, do you want a towel? Actually, because I'm gonna.
I'm good. And you just see almost like an instant heater, just all of it just evaporates into just pure steam.
Okay. There's still more information. I
know
don't really.
Yeah, I know. If you want to write it down, and I can kind of maybe read it in my spare time, but for the most part, I just want to focus on you. I spent literal decades being brainwashed and being a very mean woman. In order to, it's not my nature. I'm not. I mean, I will put my foot down when I need to, but I'm not a dick. You know, I'm just not. It's not me.
Mom Tier is dead. And Dad blames me for it, but I swear to God, it wasn't my fault. I mean, Tyr and I were fighting, yes, leading up to it happening, but it wasn't me as much as everybody might. If you talk to everyone, they will tell you that, but it wasn't me.
Misfit, will you please reveal your heart for me, please?
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah. If you have darkness tokens, you can spend them. I don't think you do because we kind of restarted here, but it's going to just to be 2d6s, if you be so kind.
Yeah, I just gotta go to the correct sheet. Okay. Spend and roll. Did that work? No, it did not. What is happening? Roll, please. Oh, I got a 9.
Fantastic. So on a 9, your heart reaches theirs. You choose one from below. Either you grow closer and gain 1 bond on them. You soothe your heart and clear 1 condition. They teach you something important. You mark XP, or they gain hope and you clear 1 mark of ruin. So what would you like to do?
I would like to grow closer, gain a bond.
You see before you someone who lost a lot of time, and a lot of revelations are hitting them. They're a mother, which is a thing that you have not been acquainted with for a long time. And you can tell she is doing her best to be in the moment, to be present, and not to fully break down because they have a child still with them and they need to be strong. You see, it does hit her. And at the moment, she looks understanding and she kind of goes, well, I'm glad you told me the truth. And I think that's just something we will have to deal with later. Because from what I understand, you're sick. And I mean, your father is a scenario there, but we have to fix you first. Before we deal with anything else. There's just one thing, because, you know, I'm concerned. Was it peaceful?
It was quick.
Okay. But we will solve this one piece at a time as you see they get closer and hug you. I'm just glad you're still alive. And I'm really hoping you don't tell me another sibling's dead. Because then I don't think I will make it. So that's good. So at least you still have Xanabar. And whatnot. And as you guys are kind of having a moment, is there any last thing you want to do or say before we proceed on with our scene?
No, I think Misfit keeps the information about Cinnabar's disappearance to themselves at this point, and at the hug from Thule, I think Misfit just breaks down and starts crying in her arms because he hasn't felt a hug that loving from a parental figure for as long as he can remember. This is the first time that he is really and truly experiencing that, and I think it disarms them. It is not a feeling that they are used to, one that they even had words to describe to understand what that would be, what it would feel like to have a parent love you so seemingly unconditionally, so easily. And I think that completely cracks through anything that Misfit may have been trying to keep himself together, and just all of the paranoia, all of the anxiety, the issues with Eden, the anxiety about Eden's death, about the grief about Tyr's death and having to kill Tyr again, and the complications with their father, everything, all of it, I think, rushes out, not in words, not verbally, but in tears, as Misfit just cries into his mother's arms.
I think as you have this tender moment, you hear on the door, knock, room service.
I didn't order anything. Did you?
What's room service?
It's like you call them to bring you like food and stuff, and then they bring it to you, but that wasn't we didn't order anything, but thank you.
Let me. You see, she approaches the door, and as she puts her hand on the handle, you see something energetic whirl up as you hear it, and immediately breaks, splinters through the door, and immediately knock out your mother as they go through not only the motel room that's here, but the one that's connected into it. As you go, you see before you what looks like to be sort of half cybernetic looking human, as you see sort of purple glowing eye, pieces of their metal, chrome, silver, as you see their arms slowly retracting back into just normal, as you see just one of them pop up. You, give me that! As they just immediately charge you. What are you doing in this moment?
I think I am, my attention is, first of all, drawn to this figure, but I think is immediately sort of like pivoted towards the hole in the wall leading into the next room that my mother was thrown into. And I think when this figure comes to charge me, Misfit like goes to dodge in that direction towards the wall, because they are going to go and run and see like if their mom's okay.
Yeah, without having to roll anything, you're just, because, just for the sake of expediency here, but also your skill, you're just able to dodge out the way. Going through, you see your mother's just knocked unconscious, and as you try to just, get them up, they're kind of groaning. You immediately feel something almost sucker punch you as you weren't expecting it, and they just knock you out as your jaw gets hit with something superiorly metal as you go night-night. With that, we speed up to the present as new divinity, new power of some sort rushes you all back towards reality. But on the way out, something doesn't feel right. You feel like churning inside. It feels like someone's actively giving you a very rough massage before it turns more violent, as you all feel this static inside of you. And as we look at the camera, we can see what looks like to be your perspective auras begin to shifting, zapping, changing, shifting, forming, until you all come out of it in a thick smoke. How are you all feeling as you just had the worst? It's almost like you got hit by a truck, 20 times. But how are we feeling? And I'll go one by one here as you're slowly picking yourselves up as the dust from what's going on has really blurred all your visions. I'll start off with my lovely Vicious here. Vic, how are you feeling as you're getting up?
Oh man. Oh, I think Vic is looking around at the dust. Okay. I think maybe like an arm is broken and she just like puts it back into place very easily. All right, this sucks. We live? Roll call, I guess.
As you try to find everybody, Heaven, how are you feeling as you're kind of coming out of this? After everything that's happened, it still sucks. You still feel pain.
I felt better, certainly. Maybe just pass me. Please.
Last but not least, Eden, how are you feeling? Even after your little power surge, you don't feel great either.
I think I did something wrong. I'm supposed to feel better after that, I thought. Oh, it's just settling. It's just settling. It'll be fine in a second. I'm good. Why do I feel weird? What's going on?
Bad? Are you shocked that you feel bad?
I don't feel bad, Vic. I just feel like I got punched in the gut.
Oh, okay. Well, that's feeling bad. What about you, murderer? How you feeling? You're muted.
Chris, you're muted.
You're muted, Chris.
As you are getting closer to each other, you start to see something. Something's not right. Nope, that's not right. Why are you? That's not supposed to be coming from there. That's now. Something's weird here. What's wrong with you, Vicious? What's wrong? Who are you talking like? And as you look down, you see you have tattoos along your arms, but that's not the only thing. You're white. This isn't good. Oh, this is not good.
What the fuck is happening? And I think the dust settles. And Vic is probably the first one to register that she is in a very wrong body. Well, that explains why I feel fucking worse. Okay. I don't want y'all to freak out. But I'm not me.
What does
Vic,
that even mean?
Exactly. What are you talking?
Every single mouth on Vic's body, all of those extra mouths, all of them open suddenly, like the inside of Eden's soul is slamming against the outside of Vic's body, and all of the mouths scream, radiate like golden light, and then get swallowed back up. Just so loud.
Okay. What the fuck? I didn't know I could do that.
What is going on?
One mouth at a time. One mouth. And I think as like Heaven extends his hands.
The brown hands go.
I swear to God. I swear.
There's nothing wrong with melanin. There's nothing wrong with melanin. It's just not my. Yeah,
this sucks.
And I think in this moment, Misfit, you're kind of waking up after being knocked unconscious, and you're slowly getting up.
Can I say that everyone hears a scream? Everyone hears a scream coming from the distance as Misfit realizes that he is not in his own body.
Yeah. All right, I guess Misfit's here. And I think there's a moment where Vic like turns to where the scream happens and then jumps up and then promptly hits the ground.
Please be careful with that. That's me.
Sorry. Thought I could fly.
Wait, fuck, can I fly?
Yes, you can fly.
How? How do I fly?
Okay,
I wanna do it.
so imagine gravity and
Mhm.
then throw that shit out the window.
Eden starts levitating a little.
It's almost like a really bad controller because you start levitating, but then you immediately start
Like
leaning.
list to the left.
You're drifting.
just-
You're drifting.
You just
You said throw it out the window. I
Yeah,
think
but
I'm going towards the window.
You have to move yourself. You have to. It's like moving yourself in. It's like walking.
It's like I'm God.
except-
And then they get it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like you're God. All right. Well, what the fuck can I do? Pull out teeth.
You can bitch.
I mean, we could fight each other in these bodies. I bet that's happened.
Yeah, that would be fairly interesting. It might. No, I take
What are you gonna say?
everything.
You're gonna say something wrong, weren't you?
No, I
You're gonna
forgot.
say something
Wait.
bad. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm.
I think Heaven, since you're in Misfit's body and Asi has been ripped out, the more emotional you're getting, you can see the nuclear energy riling up in you as you all begin to feel a heat begin to emanate from their body.
I need to calm down.
Oh, you have a lot more emotions than you let on, Heaven.
I am so fine.
I think Vic gets really close to you. Try not to explode, dear. If Misfit
what,
can do it, you can do it. Right?
You are so charming the way you are. It doesn't matter what form you take, you're so magnificent.
Misfit!
And I think like coming out, like still looking at their hands, is like coming out, just like I think just like what the fuck is happening? I don't understand. What I was attacked and now I'm waking up and what. And when Misfit like comes up to you all, they're just like holding up their hands, which you can see are like rapidly cracking as well, with that sort of yellow light. Like new cracks are just rapidly forming as Misfit is freaking out about all of this. How did this happen? Who are you? Heaven?
Hi. Hello, Misfit. How are you? We both of us need to learn how to control ourselves because I don't want any new fissures on my fucking body. So
Is that how that works? Okay.
It's fine. Everything is fine. We are all together.
Oh.
That's Mythics. We are.
Oh, now we're together.
I think as you're all trying to get a hold of everything, you see your mother kind of slowly. I haven't been punched that hard since '08. You see them getting themselves out.
Mom, are you okay? And Misfit is gonna like.
Oh, I don't know you, lady.
Oh, no. This is.
Here's your kid, and I think Vic just pushes Heaven.
And Heaven like dives their heels into the dirt like a cat claw on a couch, just tight and tense. No, we are under.
Misfit, are you okay? Is everything all right?
Misfit is over in my body.
Misfit, I don't know. That's that one's sibling.
Misfit, please help me explain what's going on.
Mom, I am Misfit. I don't know what happened, but for some reason, I am inside. I woke up inside of Heaven's body.
Yes, I'm Heaven. Hello.
The person you're seeing is inside of me right now.
That's an awful way to say that.
We're admitting
Actually,
it now.
That's
Not
One
exactly
second,
how I would
everyone.
have
Everybody,
phrased it.
hold up. You see she begins to scan the parking lot. You see immediately where you, Vic, managed to stop them from taking Asi. The chip is still there on the floor, which holds the data Asi. They kind of go in, they grab it. All right, not Misfoot, but is in Misfoot. Just hold still. You see they kind of reconnect Asi back in. Reboot. Wow, that was really bad. Thank you, Misfoot, for helping me. You see this, a holographic image of Asi that not many of you got to see. You saw maybe once, but for the most part, they've been kind of just only in Misfoot's head. Wait, you're not...
No, I'm not. At least you understand.
Oh boy. Yeah, we got a bad case here.
We do.
How did this happen?
I don't know.
People have knocked us out.
Was it? If we knock ourselves out again, will we switch back?
You
My
see
jaw
Asi
really
kind of...
hurts.
I don't think that's gonna work. See, what must have happened was that the nanites within your system clearly have been modified a bit with a little bit of good old celestial energy, cosmic, so it does not respond well to those forms. So you switched. You switched controllers, if that makes sense. So you're in each other's bodies, which is bad. I don't know how to fix this.
I'm getting really, really hungry. Is anyone else getting like really, really, really hungry?
No, that's just you.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling great over here.
Yeah? Feeling good?
Mhm.
There's something really heavy sitting like right
Yeah,
in here.
that's the monster. That's the second monster inside your
the
fucking
second.
chest. How does
Wait,
it feel?
are you two also?
Yeah, we're switched.
Okay, how did this happen? What happened? How long was I out?
You're Eden
What?
decided
What
to
did I
eat a
do?
god, and apparently our cells don't like that.
It's fine. It'll sort itself out. We'll sort ourselves out.
I'm sorry, did you say eat God?
No,
A
a
god.
god.
Ate a God.
Yes, non-denominational. Trapped in a video
When
game.
did you... How long was... Okay, I'm going to ask again. How long was I out for that you met a God?
It's like an entire episode. I don't know.
Something like that.
I'm sorry, what?
Might as well
I
feel
don't
like an
know.
episode.
I don't want to butt in here, but you're a little bit wrong there. Eden, I'm hoping I'm addressing in Vic's body. This can't become permanent if we don't solve it soon, because the nanites are kind of in a flux state right now, so if they get time to settle, you'll be stuck in these bodies forever, which may be beneficial to some of you, may not be beneficial to some of you, and also maybe just weird.
No.
No offense, but I don't want to be
I
heaven
don't want to
forever.
be this.
No.
Absolutely.
Actually, I can do without the hunger.
Well, maybe we can find somebody to put
That's-
you in.
Really, really, really cute, Vic, but I worked really fucking hard for all the power that's sitting inside that body.
Yeah, and I think you see Vic is like playing with the body, is like turning their hands in the sand and then picking it back up. They are like surprisingly good at this. And she's like, okay. And very much Sandman-esque, like makes a big fist. Yeah, no, this is good. This is good.
Yeah, keep going, Vic. Keep going and see what happens when you run out of gas.
Does that
You know,
happen?
this
Does that
sounds
happen?
like-
Does that happen to you?
Has it?
Mhm.
Be truly kind of, okay, well, I can see there's a problem here. I think the best solution here is we go after whoever did this. Clearly we were, as they say, jumped. So I think we need to do we, and you see they begin to kind of look around to see tire mark tracks. Clearly they went in that direction. So maybe we just follow them. Think it's a good plan? Right, Darcy? I mean, that's the best I got because, again, run a timer.
How long?
You don't want to know.
You know what? I'm gonna trust you. You're right. I don't want to know.
I'll alert you when it's like, hey, let's speed it up. But you may want to put a pep in your steps, or
Yeah,
fly,
okay.
or run or
Yeah,
whatever
let's
you
go.
do.
And Vic tries to fly again, but this time hits the ground harder and like marbles in a glass jar turns into sand and like hits the ground.
Vicious. I will start losing your fucking bones if you're
Yeah.
not careful.
They fucking grow back, and I think Vic like picks herself up.
Yeah, you have to, because as you're like, maybe I'll get on my knees and just immediately just sand.
Oh, this sucks.
I think at the mention of the word fly, Misfit had thought, like, fly, well, I can't fly, and then thought, wait, but heaven. And I think at that, like, tries it from anyone looking outside, it's really comical because it just looks like Misfit's like a little constipated because they're like concentrating really hard on the wings that Heaven has, and I think at some point manages to sort of like get them to unfurl, but like it happens really slowly and like awkwardly and like in stages, like it's somebody like stretching for the first time in like a really crooked, awkward way. And I think like when they finally get them out, they like flutter them a couple times. They say, "Yeah, no, we can fly."
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you should do it.
I think I'm gonna do it.
No, you're
I
not
mean-
going. You no.
When I had wings, they never actually properly.
And well, I guess you're not gonna learn how. No, I don't want you to damage me.
Oh, come on, I'm not gonna hurt you. And I
Oh,
think
yes,
Misfit
you
goes
are.
to try to get up and fly.
Think as you do, you understand the basics of flying, but their flying's a little bit more as you see the divinity scorching from the rays immediately like cuts a car in half. As you see just the blinding light just as it's just the light that they have is able to be more solid in nature as it just cuts through as you're kind of more trying to be pincer movement, and that's how your body reacts of like, oh, okay, we're trying to be solid and fly, okay, so and just cuts right into it. So you can kind of, but you're like, also, these are dangerous. These aren't feather wings. These are like legitimate swords on my back that are carrying me up into the air.
Oh my god, I didn't mean to.
Okay,
I
everybody,
will keep that in mind.
when we
going
get
forward.
down, here, we'll take the car that we came in, and we will all get in. Is that a plan, everybody? Is that all right? But take it as a yes. Get in the motherfucking car. As you see, they get in. They kind of know how to drive, but again, I don't know if anybody wants to let them because they're like, I'll take charge of this.
I'll drive.
Are you sure you're in the right state of mind to drive?
I'm in the right mind, yes. Physically.
Eden, did you even get a license?
No, I never needed one.
Again, I'm the only one with the license. Yes,
I'm
I
so
can drive.
tired. I'm so
No,
tired.
but you're not you right now. So if we get the license is not yours, it's.
I'll drive then.
Vic, my body is not driving while my mind is not in it. I'm driving. Plus, I'm white now.
Okay.
No one's gonna stop us.
You know what? You're so right.
Vic gets in
Wait!
Vic gets in the front seat. Yeah, you having a revelation, Misfit? You like up front?
I think Misfit like rolls up to the car and then tries to put the wings away, but they won't go all the way in anymore, and they're like stuck like partway out, and says, I think I may have to sit.
No, just imagine you are folding your hands behind your back. You have another pair of arms and you're just pulling them in respectfully.
It's like, yeah, multiple
Like-
arms. That's freaky.
So these are your arms? Can I hold stuff with them?
No, please just listen to me, please. Please, Misfit.
Okay. And I think Misfit like imagines folding his arms behind his back, which is not a sensation that they have ever tried to do before. But they sort of try to picture this, and I think the wings start to like fold in on themselves, almost like paper, like you're folding like a paper craft together, before they kind of like ripple in like an accordion into his back. Okay, that felt weird.
A couple of the mouths that have like popped open on Eden's shoulders like laugh a little bit, like this kind of vicious chuckle. Oops.
You have to hold in the laughter, or it gets really weird all the time.
How am I supposed to do that?
You ever actually, you're unfamiliar with this, so I'm sure it would be hard. You have to like close your mouth, but like close all of them all the time.
Hmm.
You also have to be
Okay.
careful not to break things because you're really strong now.
Eden opens up the door of the car so hard that they rip it off completely.
Yep, there it is.
Are we still taking that car?
It's fine, I'll put it back.
I don't think that's how cars work.
They like slam the door back into the car and it like
That's
fractures
worse.
in such a way that it kind of sits there for a minute.
Stays.
I guess you could try to cauterize it back into place. I mean,
You can also do that, but I don't.
Vic,
trust
I
you.
mean, do you have that ability, right?
Just leave the door. As you
Yeah.
see your mother.
Yeah,
Just
I
leave the
do.
door. Just leave it. Just please. Let's just go.
There should be like at least 6 other powers in there too. Please.
We
do
don't
not
need to
use
explore
them.
those. We don't need to explore. Let's just go.
She's so tired.
Imagine just waking up from your brainwashed state, getting immediately knocked out, and then having to babysit 4 kids.
4 literal like kids with like
Issues
weapons.
disorder. Issues disorder, and they've got like personal nukes.
I feel so bad for Tuli to die.
I think
It's just Tuli's show now. We are no longer the main characters of this show. It's all Tuli all the time.
As your mother tries their best to get back into the groove of being a parent, you all proceed ever so slow. Who's driving the car? Just to
Still
double
Vic.
check. Okay, double checking. You proceed to drive in the direction of the marks. It's maybe a good hour drive, and that's feels like an eternity. Especially when everybody in there, keeps trying little things that, it's just like, well, if I can do this, can I do it? And it's just very much like, stop it. You stop it. This is actually pretty cool. Stop it. And it's just a very annoying car ride. But as you go in, you proceed into. When you came back into this realm, you ended up in the state of Oregon. And specifically, the way you're going, you begin to enter into this place, as it seems to be a town called Yatis. As you're pulling up in, you can see that it is about maybe late morning, maybe around 10, 11, maybe getting closer to 1, but you didn't really get to check the time. You can see that there's a mixture of gray and blue clouds from sort of the thunderous weather that seems to be approaching, as this town here seems to be built along the west coast. And as you're kind of having the radio on, some of you just trying out your powers that accidentally turned on the radio, you can hear it kind of play off a real jingle of a station of 100.5, yeah, as an announcer kind of comes on and goes, well, howdy, folks. Just in, if you haven't been checking, this is your final reminder that a Cat 2 hurricane is making its way to our coast. This bad boy is named Isaac and is going to hit the coast probably late afternoon. So weather experts are saying it's an unusual size, and depending on the direction it may take, it may turn into a Cat 4. So, it's still a little too early to tell, but, just get what you need, folks. Don't go too crazy, and, hell, grab yourself a little bit of dinner at the diner, because you don't know if it's going to be around after this. But we'll give you more jams here, and just stay safe out there, folks. As you see, just music starts to play right back on. And kind of entering into this town here, before I get any more descriptions, Vic, You have new powers of death, which means
Was
I need
just
you
thinking
to
about that.
roll, please, 2d6s for your devil advocates, if you'd be so
I'm gonna
kind.
use the
Damn,
thing.
get ready to meet the man in the mirror.
No, I killed him already. He's gone.
dead.
Oh,
You
never
see?
mind.
No,
Who are you meeting then?
How do you fucking roll? I don't actually know how to roll anything on this.
Dude, you can just roll 2d6s.
I'm
You don't
like-
unless you have, if you have any darkness tokens, you can spend that too. I don't think
No.
you have any yet.
I have one. Me as Vic has one. Moves. There we go. I was trying to use the thing for the first time, and I actually don't know how, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna use actual dice.
Yeah, no worry, I got you.
Thank God I failed.
You failed?
Yeah, I got snake eyes.
Okay, fantastic. You receive a dire warning or difficult orders from your mentors. Vic, as you are driving into the town, you get a splitting headache as you find yourself in a maelstrom of a storm. Things are being destroyed around you, but you're in a cornfield. And you see a number of individuals in front of you. You see Thule. You see Dell. You see Heaven. And you see what looks like to be Xanabar, the brother of Misfoot. And in your mind, you hear something echo. One must die today. One must die today. Before you snap back into reality.
I think Vic in Eden's body like tenses so hard that the sand almost crystallizes.
Eden notices they're in the middle of eating some quarters, like just kind of absently into one of the like different mouths opening up, and they do a kind of sideways look up at you. What was that?
It's fucking visions. Didn't realize you got visions. I thought that was a heaven thing.
Goes on in my head is my business.
Okay.
What
okay,
vision?
Okay. Just gonna put this out there while you have the clarity of mind, which is my mind. Someone's going to die, and I really hope that if you were the one to get this, you would tell us.
Guess we'll never know. Who's gonna die? When?
1 out of 4 people. Someone we all care about.
This is happening in the car, right? This conversation.
Yeah, Vic
So
is just-
everyone can hear. Because
Yeah,
I was
Vic
like,
is,
there's
like,
no way to have a private
openly-
conversation in a
Just,
car.
like, not paying
Yeah,
attention,
yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
like this is more bullshit that they're talking
Yeah,
about.
like there's no way to have a private conversation in a car. So
Vic's driving too, so like Vic has to be out loud talking. But she doesn't care. She's like, if this is the bullshit that goes on, like I'm not doing the Eden pathway. I'm doing the Vic path.
which 4 people?
No surprise, Dell. That's 1. Your brother,
Which one?
the one that's not dead.
I
Zalambor.
technically have 3 undead siblings, not dead siblings.
Oh, Zalambor.
Ah,
God. Who else was it? CJ's asking. It was Vic.
Thule.
Thule.
Oh, I think Vic kind of looks over. Yeah, actually, I don't know why you kind of have some uneven here, Thule.
that's
They just give you a look of like, are you fucking serious right now?
I wish it wasn't. I look. The vision came, and I actually don't
Heaven.
remember. And I think there's like in heaven. Okay, I was wrong about who the people might be. But yeah, I don't really understand why it's those 4 people.
Who gave you the vision?
I don't know. There was a tornado, a storm. I was in a cornfield.
It's unreliable information at best. It's not a promise.
Sure. It's not the prophecy kind of thing.
I'm not a prophet.
so. Who do you get your visions from?
Depends on the day. I don't normally get visions. I usually have conversations.
Well, I'm glad I didn't have to have a conversation with anyone, but the vision kind of sucked. So
How come nobody that heaven you care about was there? Why do I get two?
maybe it's a heaven thing.
What's
I'm
Dell
sorry,
doing in the middle of a cornfield with most of Misfit's family and
Yeah.
my sister?
See, my concern, just real quick, you saw heaven, right? Now, is it heaven or who's in heaven's body?
That's
Which-
worse.
That's my concern.
That's worse.
That's
that
that's
that I
Mystic.
look that phrasing is so amazing.
That would be
I didn't want to put it out there, but if I'm on the board, I just want to make it clear.
yeah, no, I mean that's the entirety of you all's family plus Dell, which is a very weird group, including yourselves.
Well, I don't want my body to die. That would be very unfortunate. And I would, no offense, Miss Foot. You have
Oh, but you don't
very-
care if I die.
No, I'm saying that you have a very lovely body. And he put emphasis on lovely body, like hand trailing down.
Oh
their
my
chest.
god.
I think there's like a reaction of Eden's body where like a hand of sand comes out and stops your hand from doing that, and I
Something crunches in the car near where Eden is. Like that Vic's body has crunched something really hard.
oh, all right, well, I guess
But if
can't
something
change
happens to
everything.
you, it happens to me. And I'm not saying I'm more important, but I would like no harm to come to me. Does that make sense? That's the
Kind of
domino
sounds like you're
effect.
saying you're more important.
I'm not saying I'm more important. I said I just want my fucking body back.
Mm-hmm. How long do we got anyway? And I think Nick's trying to talk to Aussie, trying to get a time check.
Well, I've done a little bit of calculations, and it looks like it may happen maybe around midnight. Maybe midnight 1, maybe 2 a.m. So,
24 hours.
yeah, around.
And how long until someone dies?
Don't look at me. You're not
Oh,
dead
that was
when this
unclear.
happens. You just get switched.
No, Vic, your Eden
Oh, I don't
vision.
know. That was unclear.
Okay.
Like I said, the information is vague at best. And it's malleable. You can make the world anything you want it to be if you try fucking hard enough, really.
I could do that.
So then what's the point of the visions if they don't actually tell you anything?
For a warning, now we know that somebody's gonna fucking try to kill us.
That's normal.
Specific. At least we'll know that we'll be seeing Dell soon. You excited?
Well, maybe we can exchange notes.
Think with that. You guys are entering the town. You see, the town itself has got very few people. It does seem to be maybe more small, small town America kind of vibes to it. As you see, there's kind of people leaving and going about their business. Even though there's a hurricane on the way, not many people care. You see, they're kind of just like, it's coming later on. I still got a little bit of shopping I got to do before I head out. As they're kind of going in and out between all the places here. I would like everybody here to just roll a 2d6 to see who gets the highest, as you will see
Oh, it's
a
me.
quite unusual sight.
It's definitely not me. 6.
7, what about you, Heaven?
I rolled an 8.
An 8.
Ooh.
As you guys are kind of stopping at a light and everybody's kind of talking between each other, you see, like, the next light ahead, with your eyesight being a little bit stronger than what you're usually used to, you see Dell and also Xanabar, as the two of them are dressed in plain clothes, as they seem to be just talking things up and are currently walking their way just across the sidewalk to what looks like to be a diner that's nearby. As you see, the two of them are just like casually talking and pulling up to this diner that's here.
I was making a joke. Oh, look who it is. Just
What the
finger.
fuck?
Do they know each other?
Are they
Wait.
dating?
Are they holding hands?
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Is that why he disappeared?
No, actually, that's a pretty good pairing. I get that.
Yeah. Yeah, they both have good heads on their shoulder.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, but that's two people who have been missing or gone for a very long time. Can we pull over?
I roll down the window. Hey!
Not as Eden. I hate this.
Do you just scream?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm gonna roll real quick. Above, even or odd.
Let's see. Odd because I'm Eden.
Okay. With that, you scream, "Hey!" And you're not. It would have been normal, but since you have Eden's power, you see it just.
I
as you see
figured.
it. And with that, you see the two of them kind of prepare themselves of like, oh god, a fight is coming. And as they sort of prepare themselves, they look in your direction, and there is just pure confusion, horror, and just very big concern as you see the two of them look at each other, talk of just like, and then you see very reluctantly they kind of go towards the diner as they proceed to rush in at this point.
Yeah.
Just a clarifying question for my sake. This is not the Death Diner, right? This is just a regular diner?
No, this is a regular diner.
Cool.
So,
Just double
calm
checking.
down.
I just Dell and the Death Diner,
No,
you know,
no
I
way.
just
I park.
Regular diner. I'm not so sure.
You're sort of parking the diner itself, even though you have very good reasons to be concerned, because it is another like very old-fashioned 60s. And as you guys are kind of parking, walking in, is anybody going to investigate around, or are you just going straight in?
I'm going straight for my brother.
I'll investigate because it means I don't have to go inside.
I think Eden also hangs back with Vic.
What about you, Heaven?
Wow, that's what a coinky dink. Heaven was gonna go in the diner just to
Yeah.
keep the explanation going.
So with that, my two out here, can you please roll grasp keys for me, please? As you guys are rolling that, the people who are going in, you are notice again, very 60s vibes to it. You see, it is kind of in that sort of similar setup as the Death Diner, but that doesn't necessarily mean of like, oh god, it's this place. It's just in the sense of it's just built very similarly, except there are a few tweaks in color, and also that you see that there's more red and black sort of booths that are here versus the red and white. So just various differentiations. Maybe this was like a chain thing and now it just kind of became independent, but it's kind of similar, but not exactly one for one. For my two that did the grass keys, what did we get?
A 6.
A 6, okay. And then for you, Vic, what did you get?
I also got a 6.
6. All right.
Oof.
You may choose to mark ruin to uncover a key. But in doing so, you reveal how you become closer to becoming a harbinger. So I leave that up to you two.
Well, I'm Eden now, so of course I'm going to mark a ruin.
And Eden is over here, and I'm also a monster, so I'm also going to mark ruin.
Cursed.
Fantastic. We're just causing harm to each other. That's what we love to see.
Let's
With
speed
that-
run becoming
let's speed-
harbingers in this
In
episode.
this episode.
With that, we're gonna go in, but you notice something at the corner of your eye as you see the alleyway has what looks like to be pink neon residue that's just sitting almost like hidden behind one of the canisters, or like it's something of like when a car's parked, it drips either water or oil out of it. You can see something was parked here and it dripped something. You can go investigate, and I give you a little bit more detail if you so wish, but you do notice that.
Yeah. Hey, Eden. Open up the mouth on your hand and lick that.
Understood. And Eden goes over, and I think the mouths and the eyes are starting to form like patterns on their body where the eyes are starting to almost recreate the wings that belong on like Eden's body that are up their neck, and like almost like tracing where the major lines of the tattooing is on their own body are starting to like reappear as eyes and mouths on Vic in this way that's kind of odd. And they like glance over sideways at you a little bit. It is kind of weird. I feel like we have been this close before. Not quite all the way, but a little bit.
Yeah, you do know that I actually have me, your body now, the one that you're in, does already have your tattoos.
Force of habit.
Sure, something like that.
Does it hurt?
To open the mouths or being in your body?
Being in my body.
A little bit. Feels cold, like I'm dead. Everything kind of feels far away at all times, but also really close. And I can lose myself at any moment. And I think she just lets the sand go again.
Eden nods. Your heartbeat is so loud.
I think that's just because you don't have one.
It's kind of beautiful. Kind of scares the shit out of me too. And then they lean down and they're both. One of the mouths eats up this substance.
Vic, please take 2 darkness tokens, because that shit hurt. That was just under the table. You have no heart, so you're taking 2 of those bad boys, if you'd be so kind. For you, Eden, as you kind of lick up this substance, you see your body immediately react to the intake, as you see your hand begin to shift and transform into something completely different, as it becomes more lizard-like, fish-like, changing in between the various animal kingdoms before it goes back into this normal. And I think upon looking at it a little bit closer, especially with your eyes, you can see that this residue has the same nanites that are in your system, as they are just moving around. It seems to be maybe a more refined substance. And I think for you, Vicious, as you're looking around, you can see that whatever was parked here, almost like very Back to the Future-esque, came in hot. Whatever happened here, this wasn't just it was sitting, it must have entered from this point here. So whoever was here, or how these guys got here, this is where they started for some reason. This is where the point they started at, and then must have gone on from here. But it's weird, why would they come here? That makes no sense. You just don't understand what's the connection between this spot, why would they end up here, you know?
Nanites again.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be that many animals. Only like 2.
Well,
What happens
turns
if I
out we
lick
can
it?
be anything we want. Huh?
Then what happens if I lick it?
It'll probably just fall down the depths of whatever lives inside me. Try it.
That's not as fun as turning into a creature. So, actually, you're sand. Does that mean
Try
you
it.
can like shift things?
I can turn almost anything into almost anything else.
Okay. And I think Vic is going to like focus really hard and then turn the sand into Vic. So now there's 2 Vics.
It works, and as you guys are kind of just messing about out here.
Oh wait, before we go back inside, can I take darkness for feeling a yearning for what I cannot have?
Oh, for sure. You take 3.
Nice.
It's like,
Thanks.
wow, this body feels kind of good.
He's like, damn.
It's got Wi-Fi.
It's got Wi-Fi. It's got Wi-Fi.
Is that mine or yours? Are you adding the darkness to your page? Okay.
I'm adding it to your page.
Oh, okay. Then I'll add the darkness tokens I got to your page.
Okay, I see. I was like, how do I get 3
Actively
darkness tokens
causing
just now?
harm.
Yeah, Adam the Vic.
With that, as it's a little bit of a moment here, for my other 2, you enter in. It seems to be a, packed house. It looks like people are trying to eat just in case, if something goes out, they may not have the resources to survive, like in terms of like, let's eat real quick so we don't waste anything at home. But as you enter, you see both Del and Xenobor are sitting, but with 2 other individuals that is a little bit concerning. for two reasons. The first one you recognize. Well, you recognize both, but one is a little bit more immediate than the other. The first one you notice seems to be a woman, bronze skin, maybe around your age, maybe a little bit older, and has their hair sort of tied up. It's black, wavy, but they're missing an arm. Heaven, you know why they're missing an arm. Because you cut it off. As you see Aries, one of the AD that you never killed, is sitting at the table. And the other thing that I think only you, Heaven, are able to notice, because Misfit, you got knocked out, you see what looks like to be an individual guy. He looks like to be of Mexican descent. He's got a little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow, and his hair sort of, short black and a little bit messy. But the reason why he clicks in your mind is because he looks almost like a younger version of the guy that jumped you at the motel, who called you commander. As you see, he's just sipping coffee there. As you see, the four of these individuals are at the table, just like, you see both Del and Xanabar are like you can't hear it, but they're like giving motions of like, you need to calm down. And especially looking to Aries of like, it's okay, calm down. We have people here. And they're like, what are you talking about? And then, so as they're trying to calm everybody down here, what are you guys doing as you see this amalgamation of a table on the other end?
I think Heaven catches her own arm to pull Misfit back. There, and I think with this energy, Misfit's body is very hot. Like,
okay, you need to control. Can you?
I'm sorry. I'm calm.
You've got Aussie, right?
Yes. Aussie, if you could help me, please, I would really appreciate it.
Yep. Just not freaking out does also help. As you see, they're kind of shifting things, and
I am the monarch, the emperor, the royal person of not freaking out. You know that.
And Misfit just holds up an arm. I don't know about that.
I am so calm. I'm glacial. I am cool. I'm lying. Just be warned, when you approach, these people have bad history with me, or will have bad history with me. I don't know how time works, but be careful in your approach.
What do you mean?
Don't worry about it. I don't think there will be any casualties in public.
I think I should understand what it is that I'm walking into, especially since I am you and they're going to think that I'm you.
That one gentleman believes that I am the commander, I guess that I was at one point in the future, which we are trying to disrupt. And the other is someone we apprehended in the past and never disposed of.
I'm sorry. Okay. Yes, I know that part. Commander of what? What army?
More of a revolution. Don't worry about it, because it won't be happening.
Okay, I don't have time to ask about that, so I won't.
Don't.
Should I lean into this commander thing, or?
No, I don't know. That would be an insult to ask you to be me. That's impossible. It's
not that hard if I just.
Don't-
And I think
don't
Misfit
insult
just
me.
kind of like stands straighter, like pulls their shoulders back, and then pulls their chin up. See, it's not that hard.
Wow, you're so talented.
You know what? I may not be able to tell when people are lying anymore, but I can still detect sarcasm.
Well, it's a start. And I think they walk past you with the shoulder bump, not necessarily like violent, but sibling-wise, and kind of lurches forward and ruins their posture to be Misfoot. Stop.
Misfit's already short! They're not tall!
Now they're shorter. Fantastic.
Just Hunchback of Notre Dame, just slurping
I don't walk like that!
Scooby-Doo monster over here. You just hulk your way through. Just as you pull up here, you see the conversation, whatever is going on. I think at this point, both Vic and Eden, you're kind of walking in and you see the same kind of makeup of these individuals that are there. And you all kind of, you see that another table's kind of brought over right quick of like, oh, we have other people. And with that, you see Dell kind of go, hey.
There's 2 Vics right now.
Yep. Not did you keep it up when you're in here?
Oh, 100%. Vic is like, Vic is like, I'm not in my body, but I can at least look like me. So there's 2 Vics.
You see Dell's trying to find a point of Vicious. What's going on here?
Hey. You can just look at me. I'm not Vic.
Yeah, just pretend I'm not here.
Yeah, just pretend. Just pretend
I
that
really don't
one's
want to
not
start
here.
this. Can you just? I'm
being so and I think Vic is like, okay, fine. And Vic like drops the Vic face and is like, okay, I'll be Eden if you want me to.
I think you skipped the part where you explain to Dell what's going on.
Yeah. So we're having a really weird Friday, kind of a freaky one. I'm Vic, but I'm in Eden's body. Eden's in my body, vice versa. How are you?
You're
live.
Aries, the AD, the last AD here, just laughing as you just hear.
Is it funny? Is it funny, Aries?
I find it quite hilarious.
Do you miss us? Now that your whole plan's gone. But what are you up to now, by the way?
Living a life, and you're lucky there's people around, or you would have got a spear up your ass by now.
I
usually drink coffee.
Cannot stress enough how little that matters to me or the me that's standing next to me.
I don't know. She keeps one talking. I might take her other limbs, but hey.
What was that? Haven't did that?
She's Xanabark like, guys, can we just civil? How about we don't 1, freak out the mortals, 2, don't fight each other. 3, what the fuck are you doing here?
And Misfit, I think, like, goes like into the booth that's like behind their booth and like goes like over Zalapur and like punches him in the shoulder. Where have you been, by the way?
I've been hiding out. If you didn't know, there's a war going on, and some of us are not war people.
Is Tuli in here?
Tuli right now is trying to figure out how the parking meter works.
So
they like, I need quarters, but then they look to the empty. So right now,
yeah. Eden kind of ate them all.
Eden.
Okay, well, I have something to tell you really quickly. I found Mom. She's outside.
What you see? He looks. What the hell? Jeez, you guys come with such bad times.
Why? What's happening?
No, nothing.
Why is this a bad time?
I mean, a hurricane's coming, but it's just we were kind of moved on with our lives, and you're back.
I'm sorry. I thought it would be good news that Mom is back.
No, it's great. That's not what I'm worried about. It's just, you see the other guy, that the individual that you both, Vic and Eden, know. This is he looks like a younger version of the guy that jumped you at the hotel. Kind of pipes up, kind of goes, hola, sorry, I allowed me to introduce myself. My name is Tomas. I've heard a lot about you guys, so hi.
Oh, you're younger, so that means that you're not. Okay. Hey, Tomas.
Do you think if we eat him now, we don't get you?
No, I don't think that's how that works.
Pardon, what?
I'm just hungry. Sorry.
A different version of you punches us in the face yesterday. You're fine.
What?
I'm not.
Oh, are you the reason that I got knocked out?
Probably.
Look, I'm not going around punching people, especially
yeah.
people like you. And he points to you, Misfoot, in Heaven's Body. That's the last thing I need in my life. So I'm not assaulting people. So
I'm not gonna ask questions. Getting on with your life. Okay. Yeah. And I think that's when Vic in Eden's body looks over to Dell. Yeah, getting on with our lives.
don't start. Don't start.
No. It's perfectly
Don't
fine.
start.
No, I've moved on too.
Not everything has to be about you. You do understand that, right?
You
Just because
you have to understand how that sounds coming from the person who is, I don't know, fated to die or something. Or should I even go on about the fact that you're sitting here with one of the, what was it, 10 people that decided to ruin our lives about a year ago? You all can move on. We can't because we have fucking nanites in our body.
you see,
That's why
Aries is
we're
like,
here.
It's like a comedy that just keeps giving.
Okay, do you want to live?
Oh, you can try if you wanted to. Heaven.
Wrong. That's, I mean, yes, that's.
We'll have
I mean, I have fun new
Kelgar.
powers. We could try them on you.
So you know what? As you see, they have one arm, but still act like they can still kick your ass to get up. But as soon as they get up, you see a server kind of come in. Seems to be a woman, almost like East Asian, maybe in about, you want to say early 30s. In that sort of attire of a waitress. You see they're a mess as they've just been doing orders constantly. Gotta go. Well, howdy, folks. My name's Rosie. I see you met my housemates here. How can I? Do you know these people? And he kind of goes, Rosie, hi. Yeah, this is extended family from abroad. But technically East Coast, but you know, it's the you see kind of, but howdy, my name's Rosie, and kind of puts a hand out to shake whoever wants to shake it.
Eden goes
Don't
to
you
shake
dare.
her hand in Vic's body, and one of the hands on their palm licks hers. Oh, sorry, not used to that yet.
You did have your hands a little clammy there, but if you use the bathrooms over there. I just want to come back. I'm almost done with my shift, so we can take the truck back when you guys are ready.
Yeah. No, that would be awesome. And when she walks away, I think Vic, continually pressing the issue, looks at Dell. Do you see that? Do you see that, Dell? I couldn't do that last year, and half of that is because our lives have to keep going on in a fucked up way. So I mean this when I say this. I am so happy that you can move on, but we literally can't.
Okay, fine. What's the problem then? Because clearly there's a reason why you're here. Because fate's above. You know, there's another problem that you guys have that, you know, we all have to get sucked in again and try to fix it. So what is it?
Into. You say that like you weren't an active participant in all of your own bullshit, Dell.
Yeah, and I got out. So
congratulations. But guess what, Dell? Actually, quick question: are you dating Zalimpor now? Is that something that you're doing?
And I mean, sorry, it's disgusting.
Okay, that's
really strong reaction.
Really
What?
different energy. I'm not going to
Dell's
that
not
issue.
that okay.
Anyway, your roommate, which is what I can say, your roommate's parent is out there for the first time. So the issues don't just stop with us walking away. And if you think that's the case, you're no better than fucking heaven. I am so sick of everyone acting like we are the goddamn problems for being affected by bullshit.
Are you being loud about this?
Oh, Vic is like, yeah, Vic is just...
Yeah,
they can't do the strong thing, but they still are very an emotional person.
Yeah, there's a number of townsfolk that seem to like know these four, and then you just see like he's like drama as you see one of the guys just sipping coffee, trying to stay out of it. And he goes, "Fine, look, this doesn't seem like this is the best place to talk, and it looks like we have a lot to talk about."
I disagree.
So, look, there's a hurricane coming. Unless you want to do this conversation by the freaking coast when a hurricane comes in.
Can we look? Eden's hungry, so can we just get food in them quickly before they lick more people?
That doesn't make the hunger go away.
You see Tomas.
I can speak for myself. Thank you very much.
We could invite them to dinner at, Sophie's place. Well, and you see, no, we are not inviting them to the place of peace. And he's like, do you have a better idea? Because you don't want to stay here, and you're not going to stay on the road, so it's just bring them to the farm.
To the
If
farm,
we-
did you say?
Yes, we live on a farm.
Corn farm?
Oh.
Why? What's wrong? Are you allergic to corn or wheat? What is it we grow again? It's
No.
technically wheat.
Seems like
Nice.
fate has plans for all of you.
Now, actually, I'm starting to see what you mean by that because, okay, now, you know what? You have points, Del. I'll give you that.
I think we should go.
Of course you think that. We'll tell you.
Follow the path. Follow the path for long enough, you eventually find the place where it diverges.
Yeah, whatever. I think Vic just like takes a cup of water and like it probably takes Solembor's water and just like, fine, let's leave.
You see, getting up from his seat, he's just like, God damn, why are they back? As he kind of like gets out the door, just like, we had peace. And I think one by one, as you guys all proceed to get out, there is one last scene we'll do here before we take our break. As Eden, even though you are in not your own body, but Vic's, you begin to see the door immediately. As you open it, you come out the other side at Death's Diner in its other plane. It's almost like entering in just like a swivel door. Go through.
Oh. Huh. You know, I kind of thought I would get out of this one. Just on
You thought-
technicality.
Thought wrong. A soul does not lie. As you see, they are cooking, and one of the things that you notice, sitting there still with their face in awe and a hole in their chest, is Keldrick, which was the young, one of the siblings that Heaven just completely annihilated, as he's still almost like in shock, just sitting there. And you see Death kind of go, someone would love to talk to you.
Understood. And Eden takes a seat across the dining table, kind of steeples their fingers, holds them back again, looks at this person.
You see the shock in their eyes. They do not make eye contact, as they are still almost awestruck. Thank you for meeting with me. You see he takes a sip, and whatever liquid he drinks just spills out. I wanted to talk about Heaven.
What about Heaven?
You see it, right? You see what they can do, as you see he kind of points towards its chest.
And Eden almost looks down at their own chest, where I think a really big mouth is like starting to open, kind of like yawning open in this reflection of the hole that's in this person's body. Yeah. I know now what they're capable of.
Good. So you understand. You get it, right? They're a danger to the world. So I have to explain to you what you have to do. I know it's gonna be hard because they're family, but you gotta do, because you're the hero, right? You're
I don't think anyone in this life or the next has ever called me a hero.
We heard stories about you guys before you went batshit evil. I mean, you were crazy, evil. I mean, not evil, but you know, it's just you guys did the right thing, right? So that's what you got to do now, right? You got to do the right thing, right?
And something in Eden's face, it doesn't soften, it breaks a little. And in the breaking, it becomes softer. We're trying. You're trying something. And they look like sideways at Death for a moment, trying to see what her reaction is before looking back at this person, waiting for them to continue.
It is like reading a Sphinx. It is almost studying, watching, but there is no emotion, just in terms of right now, what they're giving to you is listen. As this seems to be almost like, not necessarily a test, but showing of like, this is one of the responsibilities of being death.
What are you asking me to do?
It is real simple, right? And you see he picks up some whipped cream from his shake and begins to just write out. Heaven really has got to be stopped. So what I'm suggesting is that we kill, or you kill, Heaven. As you see, he writes kill and underlines it 3 times. If you can do it, it changes everything. Because if there's no heaven, what does that mean for the Mythics? Because, even though maybe you guys don't get mind control because you're down a member, or maybe so they get replaced, or, something else happens. There's possibilities upon possibilities upon possibilities upon possibilities. As you see, he's like crashing at this point. As you see, he's still in trauma from having his heart being broken out in the chest.
And all of the pain that he feels with his heart ripped out, I think, is getting reflected back at Eden, where more mouths, more like eyes opening, like almost like spider web cracks, right? And the monster inside is like growling. There's like this low emanating coming up, like out of this hole in their chest. You can't seriously be asking me that. And this time they're addressing death. You can't really be asking me that.
I'm not asking anything. I'm not telling you anything. As death, we listen to our compatriots. And this place, as you see, becomes full of victims from heaven's darker tendencies. Is pointing in a direction, if not changed for the better, it may need to be corrected.
We all carry mausoleums. We're all monsters. Right? Right?
Haven't killed someone who they knew in the future represented something important, without any hesitation or thought. The question you need to ask yourself, as you feel a hand come from behind you, turning your vision around, as you see you, Eden, with a hole in your chest, as it speaks through your mouth, your voice. How much longer before this is you? Before you snap out? As the door opens, as everybody's just going about getting into their cars.
I think Eden, the huge mouth that was on their chest in that vision, like shrinks down. And I think they just stand there and then they look up and watch Heaven, who's technically Misfit right now, watch them go. Before, and it takes too long. Like they're really just standing there for a second before I think the wind starts to pick up and it almost like pushes them toward the car. And they go after their twin. Sort of.
Fantastic. With that, we're going to take a quick break here, folks, as the group heads over to a fun little farm. With that, we'll see you right quick, so get your agua, use el baño, and we'll be right back with this weird episode. We'll see you soon. describing the houses that we see currently. 2 sets. See a 2-story house, more like white chip paint. 2 generators that have kind of been put out for this emergency that they've been kind of preparing for. And then you see on the other side what looks like to be a barn. Your standard typical red. Again, a bit older, as this seems to have been here a while, but you can see there's a number of just equipment that they've kind of stored away and locked everything up. And as sort of the 2 cars pull up, you see that the front of you, where everybody else is kind of like a pickup. So you see Aries, Dell kind of jump off the sides, while you see Tomas and Dell and Rosie, one of the other people, the waitress, kind of get off from the seats. And before you guys are able to all get out, you see Dell pull up just hanging on the side of the door and kind of goes, "Before we let you all in, I need a promise that you won't go ballistic once you see a particular somebody."
What is that supposed to mean?
Just need a promise that you won't go ballistic. Please.
You need to warn us who this person is.
As you hear Rosie, "Anybody seen Karl?" And you see pulling out, currently was fixing up the generators, wiping stuff off. You see an individual whose skin is more of a combination of teal green, and their hair is also that teal green as well, metallic. A little bit undead looking, but their skin seems to have kind of healed. They seem to be in the body of what looks like to be an individual in maybe their mid-30s, but it's kind of hard to tell due to the fact their skin coloration has changed. As he's just got simple clothes on and sleeves are rolled up. And he goes, "Yeah, I was just working on the stuff there, so I think we should be all good. I got dinner cooking on the inside, so if anyone needs that, it's in there. I'm gonna just make sure everything is okay before we get ready." As you see, Cal, the sword is a person, and it's walking. Hasn't noticed any of you yet.
I think Vic out loud is like, "What did he do something to us? Like, I remember he was a sword. Is he a bad person or just annoying?"
You're kind of remembering from just a general. You saying something, Heaven?
No, I'm not. I'm not saying anything. I'm emoting because I'm an actor.
Fantastic. For any of those who may have forgotten, Cal did help in the assassination of Tyr, as he did need a prophecy fulfilled, and he did.
Right.
He did help Alejandro.
I forgot
especially
that
you
part.
remember, yeah, Mister. You remember getting the sword in your chest as it went through your brother's throat before it came out, and he broke off and broke out. So he did kind of.
Did Vic see that? Yeah, we didn't
yeah,
see
you
that,
did.
we? Oh, we did
You
see
did
that?
see that, yes.
Yeah, I think Vic is like-
Alejandro.
Vic would have remembered like Alejandro, but forgetting the sword was Calgard. So Vic is probably still like, why would we go ballistic? But
He helped kill my brother.
I'm gonna fucking eat him.
ooh,
And
to
Eden
go,
starts
"What?"
crawling out of the window of the car.
yeah,
Songbird, why are you spending time with somebody who quite literally helped tear apart our family?
You see Zonneberg like, "Look, it's complicated," and then goes, "No!"
I think Vic.
As you see,
I'm
you
Steven.
stopping him.
No, yeah, I think Vic
Oh.
like uses sand hand to just nope, not right now.
I'm gonna need you to please unleash the dark for me, please. As he's like, "Fuck, no, we live here." Just like,
Come
please
on,
don't.
it's like, come on, buddy.
Is this a contested check? Can
Ooh.
Eden also roll?
Yeah, can I roll to be worse? Can I roll to be
He's
upsettingly
rolling.
I'm
bad?
confused. Wait. Are you stopping
I'm starting
Xanabar
Eden.
from?
No, I'm stopping Eden.
Oh, okay. Then it is contested. I thought you were stopping Xanabar. So please roll Eden River, unleash the dark to see.
Oh, I'm adding some darkness.
Yeah, I'm
on
adding
this.
some darkness too. How much
How
darkness
many
are
do
you
I have?
adding?
How many do I have?
I've got
I have-
4.
No, those are mine. I'm gonna add the only 2 that I have as Eden.
I'll
did
spend
you
2
get?
too for fun.
Okay.
8.
11.
You're not in the right body either.
Yeah.
You are getting oriented with your body, and also you forgot how fast you were. As you see, it is almost like The Exorcist, as he just breaks out the window and just like a little insect. It's freaky as it's just crawling through. As you are just ravenous right now, going towards it, and you see Dale go, "Oh God, stop!" As you see Karl kind of go, "What?" You got a moment here.
Make it
Eden.
scary. Make it horrifying.
Yeah. Out of the mouths that are popping up all over Eden, eyes start blooming like on the inside of the teeth, and then arms grow out of them. Like all of the teeth and all of the mouths become a few more arms, right, that come down, and kind of like the spirit in the beginning of Princess Mononoke start like moving like Eden across the yard in this like fucked, like truly fucked up way. And like one hand down on like Kel's like torso, and another like coming down to spear right next to his head. Like their hand is a sword, and like their mouth is kind of like hinged open a little bit, and there's like teeth like kind of like, and the aura of it almost like spilling out of their mouth. Was that fucked up enough for you, CJ?
I think Vic is like, oh my God. Looks over to Misfit. Is that what I look like?
Yeah, all the time, except with fewer arms. That's. Did you know you could do that?
I didn't know I could do that. Oh my God. This is. Oh my God. Kelgar's gonna die.
No,
Yeah.
let him die.
Oh no, that's perfect actually.
No,
That
come
you
on,
just
we
hear douche douche, and you say, "Oh dear Lord, oh vicious, hi, don't
It's
kill
so
me, please."
scary.
And you see that as you're just sitting there, you see Aries pull out a spear. They sort of manifest it, pointed towards you, like, "Let the stupid old man alone. Leave him alone now."
Why should I leave him alone? He fucked us all over. He fucked over my sister, he fucked over my boyfriend, and he fucked us all over. Why should I?
That's a good question.
You see Dell like, "Yo, shut up," just like you're not helping. You see Aries kind of go, hey, look, I know you're upset, and I know I did a lot of bad things, but I do not think killing me is going to solve any of them. Plus, I did get a call. I can help you with your situation. I know a bit of a thing or two in terms of swapping and souls and, complicated side stuff, so I can help. So if you kill me, you want to be stuck in Vicious's body, Eden? Is that what you want?
Oh, there's one problem you can solve right now for me. I'm so hungry.
Okay, you see Dell kind of go, "Yo, you need to solve this because we can't. He's had his issues, but he's not that person. None of us are those
Fine.
people anymore."
I would like to bait my body, knowing that what it likes to eat, and I want to. This is gonna suck for Edom. I want to draw out as much like raw magic I can.
So I've been thinking about this. When you tap into Eden's magic, have you ever been like swimming, right? And then you look down when you're swimming and you realize that the bottom is so much further than you thought it was? That's what it's like to tap into Eden's magic, where you're like, yeah, I'll take a little, and then you realize it just kind of keeps going down and there really isn't an end to it. It's really fucked.
Vic's like pulling. It's like the hat trick. It's like pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling, and Vic is going and then realizes that she's not pulling. And that it's like, oh, actually a hose, and it's just coming out. And I think that's what you taste. That's what you sense.
And it's just kind of a like curling upward and back into a body that fits more like a human, as they like almost stumble backwards, and some of the arms like almost like curl around them like they're trying to give themselves a hug. Right? As they back off Calgar.
Come on, bud.
This really fucking sucks.
That's what being hungry's like.
Del, did you say there was dinner?
Yeah, we're gonna set up the table. How about you get situated, and you don't eat, you don't kill, and we don't cause beef, as he looks at you, Miss Wood, with anybody until we all have eaten something.
I think that's rich coming from all of you right now. But fine.
You see Xanabar kind of go, oh, look, I'm sorry. He kind of, you know, he hasn't spoken to your mother yet, but your mom is just looking. He's looking as well, and it's like he's trying to figure out what the right thing to say is, but he kind of just goes in his own head and just goes to help, as your mother kind of feels the cold shoulder but understands. As they kind of go inside. Is there anything that we're doing before this dinner set up, or are we just gonna wait and congregate around this table that they're setting up?
Eden needs to, like... Please.
I was just gonna say, I think Misfit goes over to Vic and says, okay, we're here in a cornfield now with all of the people in your vision, so I need to know, body or soul?
Talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
I'm sorry, I'm just shocked. You haven't talked to me in like weeks. What's going on?
Okay, fair. We can address that later. I think right now, maybe we could talk sibling to sibling, if that's cool. Okay.
Oh, that is not what we are, but I understand the sentiment.
I was talking about, and Misfit just kind of raises the white hand.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm feeling like...
channel the twin bond. Yeah, okay.
All right, what do you... Yeah, what do you need? What are you asking? Soul or mind?
Body or soul?
Body or soul?
Body or soul?
Soul. Like, who's gonna die?
Is it me, or is it... And Misfit just points to their own body where Heaven is right now.
Well, if I had to guess, considering all the bullshit that happened yesterday, what feels like a week ago, probably soul.
Okay, and if Heaven dies in my body,
then you're probably... I mean, they already told us we'd be stuck like this. Congratulations, you'd get you'd get an upgrade. You won't be just...
Yeah, I don't know about upgrade. This, I'm not really liking all of the, and you can see like fissures, like new fissures, gold fissures starting to crackle along their body. I'm not really liking the fact that I am so fragile. Did not realize that Heaven was this fragile.
Yeah, she holds a lot in.
Yeah, I feel like one tap and I would fall apart immediately.
Oh, you would, but you would put yourself back together. That's kind of how what is it? It's
I
like,
don't know how he does it.
It's like the metaphor of like a broken pot or something. You know, you put it back
Kintsugi?
together. Yeah, and then gold cracks come through. That's Heaven.
Yeah, I prefer not falling apart. Actually, this is
you
awful.
could just not tell. You could just not tell anyone. That's how he does it. Does a pot break if nobody knows it's broken?
Pretty sure it still breaks.
Exactly, but we can't rip on you for it. That's the Heaven philosophy.
You know, maybe Heaven needs a friend, but that can be figured out later. I mean, you were supposed to be that friend, and somehow something got...
Ex, and we don't talk. I'm an ex. You're something weird, and that's the sibling that just keeps pushing. None of us can be friends with Heaven. Heaven doesn't want.
I tried.
Yeah.
But okay, well, we can't let heaven die, obviously, and we can't let any of my family members die either. So where's the divergent point? Is that what Eden said? The point where it diverges, follow the path until it diverges?
Yeah, but I guess if something had to diverge, it would probably be inside that cornfield. You know?
Okay. Just if you get another vision, tell us, okay?
I
Don't keep it to yourself.
really hope I don't. I really don't want these things. This sucks. I don't like this. It took me 20 minutes to turn off Eden's powers.
It's fun though, isn't it?
No, it's like a bottomless well. I'm used to being the well. Pulling out of the well is exhausting.
That's fair. I mean, it's a lot. I bet.
I would rather be hungry right now. Don't tell anyone I said that.
Well, if we can figure out how to switch our bodies back, maybe you can have that hunger back. And I'm sorry for avoiding you all of this time. I have not been coping well with the idea of you and
Me and what? Me and Eden?
yeah,
What does that even mean?
it's just soon. That's all.
What is soon? What are you talking about?
We just broke up. Like, this is, you have to understand that that's very soon, right? That it's, I don't think that I'm unreasonable for being upset. But you know what? No, it's cool.
No,
it's cool.
wait,
I'm trying to be
wait.
cool about
Are you-
it.
Question: Are you? Because I see how this. I see what I'm doing too. You're not having sex with Heaven, are you?
What? No.
Okay, cool. I'm not dating Eden.
Okay, you said that differently.
I don't know what you mean.
You said different words.
Look, Mizzy. Look. Hi. When adults are in deep depressive episodes.
No.
Anyway, look. I'm not dating Eden.
I don't want to picture that.
Congratulations, you don't have to. We're not dating, so you don't have to be weird.
No, I don't want to picture. You know what? Just tell me if you have another vision. Heaven and I are also not.
Maybe you should be.
Right now, that would be kind of weird.
No, not right. Like in general.
Would you be okay with that?
Yeah, I'm not dating. What? I'm not dating any. I'm not dating Heaven. I don't. Outside of ignoring me and the literal murders, I don't care what Heaven does.
Is that true? I can't tell when people are lying anymore.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be true? I'm just upset that people keep leaving.
Did you
without saying anything?
wait? So you don't care about Heaven like that anymore?
What do you know? That's a really hard question, Misfit. I mean, I love Heaven. Yes, I've loved Heaven past tense. We were, I think, as far as I'm aware, we meant something to each other, but what that only informs the now. If there are a lot of things that I don't know, there are a lot of things that people don't tell me because they have some fucking assumption about who I am or what I am or what's going on. And that's what makes me upset, Misfit. I'm so fucking tired of the assumptions. I am so fucking tired of everyone looking at me like I'm a monster, even when they're monsters themselves. So I'm not happy to be here at this fucking dinner with a bunch of people that walked away from us for no fucking reason. And it really doesn't make me happy that you two do the same things to me. And the only person that has walked forward has been Eden. And that's how that happened.
I'm really sorry.
It's kind of fine. You're going through a lot.
Yeah,
actually.
but which one of us isn't?
I mean, I'm doing kind of okay. Like, outside of, the things that we all are going through collectively as a group that we have to keep going through.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked. And now we have to go and sit with people that ruined our lives.
Oh, I'm raising hell.
And act like
don't
things.
Don't worry about that. No.
Go. Okay, so that's the plan.
No,
okay,
no,
cool.
I'm causing a big old. I don't know who's like in charge here. I would like to at least like let them know I'm normal before I start making a problem.
If Eden doesn't get to eat Kel, I think I might.
Okay, do let Eden do it. It'll quell the hunger.
Okay. Maybe we could talk more after all of this.
Yeah, that would be nice. I don't think we've talked since before the movie shoot where people died.
Yeah, not since the beach.
Oh yeah. I hope I gotta give my nightly call to Casey.
I think at this point you guys hear Rosie kind of go, "All right, y'all, dinner's done. If you want to come in, we're just setting up the table." So
Time to resettle.
That's what we do best.
And I think we head into dinner.
fantastic. With that, you guys enter inside the house. It's very modest. It's very cozy. Even though you're in a state right now, very cozy vibes. And you do notice a couple of weird things. As you see, the table isn't necessarily being set by people, but rather very, like, weird-esque robots in terms of very 80s of just, like, always retracting as they're kind of about the place. And you can see along the wall, whoever this Rosie character is, they seem to have been a graduate from what's looks Berkeley. It looks like they've done engineering, and it's just a bunch of photos of them, building robots. You see they also have maybe a daughter that's in college that also seems to have gone off and built things. And you could just see that this seems to be a very inventorish home where they try to maximize everything the best way they can. But you see that there is a almost like rectangular but still oval on the edges table that has very brown, a little bit more ancient for the household, sort of set up with plates everywhere, and the food there is just they had to fix things up because there's more people than what they were hoping for. But it seems to be turkey, bread, mashed potatoes. It looks like they make rice right quick, just because of like, we have a little bit more people, we need something else. It's like, well, we have rice. And just finishing that up there. And with that, you see that the individuals that live in this household, you see that Del, Kel, Rosie, and Aries are all sitting next to each other, so they kind of get, like, in a sense of, like, if this is debate, they're just like, yeah, I got your back, as they could have just sitting next to each other, just so that it doesn't become awkward when it comes to sitting. As they all do that, unless anybody wants to, like, pincer move and be like, But I leave it up to your discretion if you guys want to get on the other side or if you want to finagle your way in here.
I think it's so fucked and so funny if we're just literally facing off against them. That's that's so unwell.
Yeah.
I hate that you described it as debate because it does give that energy.
I would like to sit directly across from Kel. That is my only request.
For painting a picture here, edge. So you are on the long edge. He's directly across. As you see, he tries to get the farthest away as he can. But
Does
I
work.
think it's made it worse. But he's there, trying his best not to give you eye contact. As you see Rosie go, all right, everybody, we got some food here, so feel free to dig in. And you see she just closes up the doors and whatnot. You see the winds are kind of picking up a little bit heavier. Kind of goes, should be enough food, and hopefully we don't lose power. We got generators out there. So yeah, dig in and let's be civil. Let's be civil. As you see, she kind of sits down and just begins eating. Everybody kind of just like, you can see from their side, it's almost like a flow. Like they're like, hey, can you? Got you already. It's kind of, they have that sort of family flow to them. Like, I know what you want. And it's like, yeah, there's a little bickering, but they seem to be working quite in unison here as they're just getting everything.
In
This feels
comparison,
bad to ruin this.
a mouth on Eden's elbow starts like chewing on the clothes of whoever's sitting next to them, like totally in comparison.
It's not. You can't. Yeah, okay. If you're gonna open the mouths, at least do the ones that are at the back.
What do you mean?
Like,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, no, it's fine. They're not easy to
Do
control.
you need help feeding yourself, or?
That's not how it works.
Oh, well, excuse me.
No, sorry. Yeah, I feel a certain way about my body.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You can see Dell without saying anything kind of goes like, the eyes are just like,
I would love to hear more about you, Rosie. How did you what's up with you and what's up with you and these guys?
Oh well, my home has always been open to not necessarily strangers. I know Tomas, part of the same family. Tomas is Dell's cousin, so we're kind of cousins. You see, kind of Tomas goes, hey, yeah. I was originally from Santa Cana, but I moved over to the West Coast because it was getting hairy in the city. The curators were kind of going,
Yeah.
heretical. So yeah, so I moved out here, and you see, he gives a look to Del, like, should I say it? And she goes, it's fine. I do tend to smuggle people out of the city. It was something I kind of did very often. Again, the curators weren't exactly the best people. Del helped a bunch of times for people, trying to get them out. But then, she came with, Aries and Karl, and they were supposed to leave the country to go somewhere else, but, they liked it here, and we all kind of vibe together. Plus, these two loveboards, as he kind of points to Aries and Rosie, as you can see that they're in a relationship there. They inseparable. So we've just been kind of chilling out here, to be honest.
Interesting. Dell with Aries and Kel. How did that happen?
Well, to make a long story short, when I was
Well, no. I would love to hear it from Dell.
Oh, I was going to say I love a long story, but...
Oh.
You see Dell kind of go, when you guys invaded the headquarters, or when you went to the headquarters, I was trying to get as many people as I could out. I found Aries in a bit of rubble. I was very tempted to leave them there, but I felt bad, so I broke him out. And then, Cal was also there. He managed to possess a body of one of the dead agents, so he kind of just controlled it there. And I brought them over here to kind of start a new life, but I just didn't feel like going back. especially after what I heard. And I really didn't think there was anything left for me with the curators.
What did you hear?
That it got blown sky high, and then also it was being eviscerated piece by piece by employees that were disgruntled.
Sorry, the piece I'm not really quite understanding, maybe you could help, Del, is why you decided to run away with the people that were trying to kill us?
Look, everything that happened in the city was a lot. And while I really wanted to put a bullet in Aries' skull, as she gives like a little nod, there was a deeper pain to them that I could relate with. You know how it is being monsters, or to be the outsiders. You know, they're from a family of... There's stories upon stories about how fucked up their pantheon is, and I don't blame them for what they did. And out of all the AD, they're the one that caused the least amount of trouble, to be honest. And I just didn't feel like I had the right to decide their fate. Something I picked up from all you. So. And then on the way here, we picked up Xanabar, who was covered in blood, and he goes, yeah, I kind of faked my death in one of Dad's battles, so I mean, I'm MIA still, but I'm hoping they KIA me so that I can not have to worry about that anymore. But yeah, I just kind of played dead, pretended like one of Lucifer's forces got me, and hiding out here. We all have been here for about a year, so we've been just living peacefully.
Clarifying question. What did Aries do, if I'm not mistaken? Didn't she just have like she made
Aries,
people angry, right?
Yeah, well, her thing was that Aries, what their part of the plan was to make the city turn against itself. It wanted all the city factions to start kill each other. And they got close to it with the water system. Their water touched you when it made you go ballistic at anything they did. But they never got that chance, and they did side with Alejandro at the end, but Heaven cut their arm off and kind of pushed him out the way.
Got it. Yes.
So
okay, yeah, they didn't do that much, actually. Yeah, no. Because we kicked the shit out of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Xanabar, just so you know, do you actually know what they've put on the reports about you being missing? They said it's Misfit's fault. Did you know that?
Eden.
Just thought he should know.
I didn't know. I didn't really want to... You see, he's finding very hard to find the words to justify his situation. As you see, he just takes a big biscuit and just shoves it in his mouth. It's just, you know, Dad is really lost it. Tyr really beat him up, and when you left, you caused a myriad of problems for Dad. You showed that he was weak, and you pretty much started the war. I mean, I'm not blaming you for anything. It's what happened. You saw that, hey, if his son doesn't respect his authority, and his daughter is a mess, Awar is the only one that's, like, competent enough, and Tyr's dead, so he didn't have a family to support him. And he had a bunch of counselors that only care about souls and greedy and, to be honest, lack any kind of prowess in combat, so... They took their chance and their shot, and they're winning pretty good.
I'm not the reason Dad's weak.
I didn't say that, but I'm just saying you kind of open the floodgates for Dad, for everybody to kind of see it.
And instead of standing with your siblings, you just disappeared.
It's just, I didn't think it really mattered. I mean...
didn't matter. Dad has a hit out for me and it doesn't matter?
I thought you could take it. I mean, shit, you got all these guys here. I mean, look, you know how hard. I'm not gonna get into this. And you see, just like, I'm just gonna say, being an older brother, it's hard. Okay, it really is. There's a lot of responsibility. I mean, I know you understand that when you were, your whole thing. But I'm just saying, it's hard, and I needed time to, understand who I am, and I just need. I mean, maybe I was gonna come back. I thought about coming back, be like, hey, Dad, I'm not dead, but I needed time. Okay, and I thought you could handle it.
Is that what it's all about for you too, Del? Maybe the rest of you is that you think we all could just handle it ourselves because we
No.
the Mythics.
I
You
understand.
see Aries go, you cut my arm off, so I'm guessing you can. You see Tomas go, hey, Aries, no.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say betrayal is so much fun, isn't that right? Kel. Betrayal.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course you don't. You lost your brains and your hilt and your metal. I can hardly recognize you.
Look,
You're
I
not being
was
a
stuck
fucking
in
tool.
I was stuck in a sword for about 3 centuries. What would you do if you were a piece of hunk metal that was attached to the hip of every idiot who said, I have a destiny? It's hard. Okay?
And I think the heat that is coming off of Mitzvah's body as Heaven just pushes the chair, the noise from the skidding of the seat, and just stands up. I really have to be watching my figure, especially when it isn't mine. I think I should excuse myself. And they start walking, but they're not walking out of the room. They are walking directly to the other end of the table. And just put a very, very warm grasp on Kel's shoulder. I missed you.
You do notice as Heaven's walking in that direction, you see the other side of the table, except for Rosie, grabs the knife just in case Heaven gets any ideas, and then kind of just puts it down the minute it's just like, oh, they're just being intimidating.
Who picked that up?
Pretty much everyone except, I would say, Xanabar and Rosie. They didn't pick it up.
Yeah, Vic is like, you guys think we're dangerous. You guys think we're dangerous and irresponsible, and you think every problem that has happened to you all is our fault. You can say that, because I actually do think it's reasonable for Aries to be mad that we cut off her arm. However, let's not forget that Aries was working for the jackass that was Naomi's kid, because Naomi fucked everything up. Naomi started the curators that you worked for, Del. Let's not forget that we cleaned up, that we went to go kill, that Kelgar worked with, to kill your brother. We are not the problems. We have problems. We have so many problems that you all got to walk away from. You all got to walk away from because it was so heavy. Because you think we're dangerous. I see you holding that knife. That you think it's right to pick up a knife and point it at Heaven when that motherfucker did so much to all of us. And you all walked away. So at least get your shit together and treat us like the monsters we are, because you're also fucking monsters. Don't forget that. And I think Vic does leave.
I will say, Misfoot, you do notice that when Naomi's name is brought up in a very slanderous way, your mother is trying to do that motherly thing of like holding back the tears and emotions because it's just like the murderer of my son is right next to me, and my sister apparently is getting dragged through the dirt with my two sons. It's a lot for them, and they are. I think they get up next and be like, "It was a wonderful meal. Please excuse me. I have to use the laboratory, and think I might. I think I have a stomach bug, so I just don't go past that hallway. Uh, thank, thank you, Rosie, for the meal." And they kind of walk off.
I think Misfit stays at the table, sees their mother leave, but is, I think, so distracted by everything that's going on here and is just so frustrated, really, more than anything else, is just frustrated with the people at this table. Because Vic is right. Vic is so correct. They have no right to talk to us and treat us the way that they do. And so I think Misfit stays and is here to provide Heaven backup for whatever it is that she wants to do, because honestly, whatever she wants to do is justified.
Eden stays as well for now, I think. And there is that, like, even in Vic's face, that, like, hungry expression growing across, like, everything. The intensity with Kel, like, each of these people. That, like, the way that they had first looked at Naomi the first time that we saw her when she was, like, in her magic coma, like, way back when we all first got back to Sen Arcana. Like, the vengeance and the hunger starting to roil in them in such a real way. But they wait. Patient.
My question is, Heaven, are you still there, or did you leave? I thought you.
Oh no, they're at a Kel seat.
Oh, okay.
Hand just clawed into his shoulder. If allowed.
No, yeah, there is. Just the other side's just a little tense. They do put their knives down, whole feeling like they're right, but they're still watching you, just like, that's our family. It's the same sort of look that, any one of these other guys would do for you if somebody threatened you.
I just want to know if you were me. Just pretend. Someone who thought they were burdened with a glorious purpose and have that ripped away and sliced and slaughtered. And then they came face to face with the very treacherous creature. What would you do?
To be honest, I would probably run away. There was a reason why I was trapped in that sword, and it was for cowardness. I am not a brave person, never was. But you did make me stronger, and it did hurt when I betrayed you, but I wanted freedom more. Because I didn't want to be somebody's destiny. I wanted to be a person again. It is hard to be bound to somebody else for so long and to see failure after failure. So I am sorry that I hurt you, but I do not regret the decision I had to make. And I would do it again.
That's not cowardly at all. And you're right, maybe I should run. I should run something long right into your throat. So you won't have to be a sword anymore. You can just be a scabbard. And don't think I won't.
No, I know you don't. I know you would do whatever you want to do, but I hope that you won't. Because I finally found something to live for. Which is a pretty big achievement in my book.
Okay. What do you guys think? We did come all this way. It feels inappropriate to not kill something.
Is that what you want, Heaven?
No, I'm asking you. I was told to run. I asked a genuine question, so.
I won't answer for you.
Miss Fun.
I killed the man that killed my brother.
You're right. You did. And I guess that is one vote to nothing. Unless you do have something to say, Eden. I'm surprised you, who was forged in vengeance, suddenly has nothing to say.
I was forged in vengeance by my own desire. I want to see what you're
Touche.
forged in. Just surprised. And they kind of swing their gaze over to Misfit. Hadn't heard the good news.
A secret. It didn't need to be spoken.
Eden sits back, shifts. Whatever you do, Heaven, I'll back you up. You know that.
I know. I just
Chris,
won't.
you're muted.
Really? Oh no.
You're not muted, you were just so quiet.
Sorry. I think as you guys are talking about this, deciding what to do, you notice the lights go off. As you notice the winds pick up. And you hear just like, I thought you said you fixed the generators. Like, I did. I know what I'm doing. As you hear, Mythics, I need you to come out. As you hear almost Tomas's voice, but a little bit older. As you see Tomas is sitting there just like, I didn't say shit. I didn't say that.
Not this asshole. I think Vic comes back into the room. I don't know where we ended up, but Vic goes back into the room. Probably looked outside to see older Tomas. Came back.
I
It's
would
the
say
bad
you
one.
probably in the kitchen, and then you kind of came to the
Got
front. You
it.
can
Yeah,
see
yeah,
just
yeah.
in the shutters, it's just him. More like in the sense of like torn. He's wearing a poncho at the moment, sort of in terms of like mixed regalia of ripped clothes, giving way to that chrome. As you see, he's just sitting there, almost very cowboy-like, with his hands on like his like buckle in the front, just waiting. As you see the winds outside, it's dark outside, even though it's like maybe mid-afternoon. The sheer darkness of the clouds and winds and the hurricane is really picked up as he's just standing there, where any normal person would be like or like being moved. He's just sitting there by himself.
It's the bad Tomas.
As soon as you come back in the room, Eden is kind of like up with like one final look, even through the dark, at Heaven, right? One final look, but is up at Vic's side, just immediately ready to head outside to deal with future Tomas.
Well, while we're sitting with these hot, sexy swap playbooks, I would like to use sometimes I get angry.
Fantastic. What does that do, my lovely
Well,
Monstra?
when you unleash the dark through anger and violence, take 3 darkness tokens before doing so.
Who are we unleashing? Are you unleashing the dark already, or are you just preparing to unleash the dark?
What I would like to do is not necessarily kill Kel, but knock him out by just smashing him into the table. Using that grip and
Yeah.
just
Roll that bad boy for me, please, if you would.
Also, can I get some darkness tokens for overreacting with violence?
Yes, I'm gonna give you 3 here because that's
Okay.
just
I'm gonna go
I
ahead and
will note that pushes you into 6, which I think is past the 5 mark
yes,
for.
that is torn between. So first we resolve this to see what happens first, and
Oh,
then we'll
boy.
resolve that mess.
This
All
is the
right, so I'm
bad
gonna
heaven.
+2 this roll.
Okay,
That is a luckily a 7.
that's bad.
That's a miss, actually.
Oh,
I believe,
fuck.
yeah, it's because that's
It's
a
8 to
miss.
10.
Not PBTA, baby!
Yeah, I've been
Kind
monster
of
of the week
BTD,
brain.
kinda. You greatly underestimate the creeper describe the disposition you find yourself in. I think the other thing I want to do here, because it will help kind of with that decision, a torn in between. When you're torn between your monstrous nature and your human heart, or when when you get another token. So you got 3 options here. You let your monstrous nature show and you describe the damage you cause in your outburst. You mark 1 ruin. You describe how you diminish your power and conform to the pressures of humanity, and you lose all darkness tokens. Or you spend a bond with someone and describe how they directly or inadvertently help you regain control. So with that, you immediately try to hit Kel, but you see Kel still has some spirit in him as he's able to sort of phase in between you. As you see everybody on the other side of the table is tense, gets up of like, you did just not. As you see Tomas' future is on the outside with God knows what. You all see this. What are you doing in this heaven? What are you choosing to do in this moment? As it's a very tense situation on top of a hurricane. It's all around you at the moment.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna let the monstrous side show. And I think as Kel phases, they come around to catch him and just throw him into the table.
Hamna's dead.
Rip.
You're good.
Kills Hamna. No! Fantastic. I keep going. So what are you doing again?
Using a monstrous side.
Fantastic. So what are you doing that's going to sort of, because you described the damage you do in your outburst. So you are marking ruin, but what are you doing in this instance?
Oh, I thought I'd said I was gonna catch Kel and like whip
Oh,
him
you're
around
going to
and
catch
throw
him.
him back, like do the same thing with just more fervor.
Got it. With that, he goes, you grab him by the head, and you just, you see that you slam him so hard that he reverberates like a basketball off of it, as you see the blood trick onto the mashed potatoes before he lands on the other side, as you see the rest of them like, what the fuck did you just do? But before you're able to sort of orientate yourself, my other 2 here, did you go outside or are you just by like the porch?
Vic was like, I think Vic walked in, said, "The bad one's here," and then proceeded to turn around. So like, depending on how fast that interaction is, Vic wouldn't have like reached outside. They would have like, yeah,
Like by the door.
yeah,
Like
they'd be like hitting the
Yep.
door. They would be opening the door and then hearing boom.
You see Homeboy get smacked and reverberated.
I open the door. Hey, bad Tomas. Genuine question. I'm being so sincere here. Are you here to fight or help us?
I am here to offer a solution to both our problems.
Okay, come inside because your leader, your ex-leader is being bad again. It's getting real tense in here.
Fantastic. I think you hear the spur of his boots as he begins to sort of.
He's so cheesy. I kind of love him.
As you see, he walks in. You see Tomas' younger version is like, as he is looking at himself, very confused, looking at you. As you see, he walks in, sees Kel get headbutt reverberated, and kind of goes, "Commander, you are always so forward. It is your style."
Please, I'm not in the mood for this commander shit.
I understand, Heaven. As you see, he grabs a pitcher, begins to pour himself some lemonade. You do not mind, I am thirsty. He drinks it slowly. You will not believe how fine this tastes. In the future, we don't. Being rebels means you eat pretty shit food, so. Fantastic stuff, really.
I actually have a question about that, Bad Tomas.
You know, you don't have to call me Tomas.
Yeah, but that's Tomas. I like that Tomas.
For me, anyway, Tomas died a very long time ago.
That's fair. But you're alive here. Genuine question. What does it mean to be a rebel? Who are you fighting against if that's your commander and we're evil?
We are known in the future as Heaven's Devils. We are the survivors that managed to outlive the conquest of the Zarathians when they made a comeback tour that was quite violent in my time. You helped. You were their generals, if you will, helping lead the charge and pretty much killing anyone who defied the new overlords. As you see, he takes a seat. So, you're not good people.
Yeah, we got that last week. But like, what does that make you?
Think that makes me the hero, to be honest. See, we have some time travel things, even though we're not supposed to be doing it, so, you know. But we're doing it anyway. Nexus can go suck an egg, but that's a whole nother thing. So, look, I'll just cut to the chase and tell you what we are here for. Simply put, we would like Asi. They are very valuable to the plans ahead, and we believe that with their help, we can travel far enough back to make sure none of this happens. See, we need an AI who has the power to do that. Sadly, they will die in the process, but it is for the greater good because none of this would exist after we do what we have to do.
Can you at least put us in our bodies before we have a fucked up conversation?
Well, that is the exchange. You give me the AI, and I will give you not only you to be able to switch back into your perspective bodies, but I will cure you of your little nanite infection. You see, he opens up like the interior of his mechanical arm as you see what looks like to be tubes of pink neon fluid running through. We're a run on those bad boys, so we can extract it out of your system with ease.
Clarifying question. Didn't that pink stuff make us worse?
The pink stuff is what made you into these more evolved
Make the
versions
deal.
of yourself. You see,
Misfit speaks up, I think. And from across the table, we don't want to get stuck like this. And we need the nanites out of us. Make the deal. And I think Misfit looks over at you, Heaven, in his body. And sort of gives you a look. Trying to communicate to you to, like, trust them on this one.
Fine, but I don't want to be the one to rip Ozzy out. So maybe we can get switched first, and then you can worry about this.
I'm not stupid, Commander. I know you're.
Don't worry. I'll do it.
I wasn't being dishonest. I was just not wanting to feel the intense pain and emotion that comes with an AI.
May I?
Please do. But no funny business. I wouldn't suggest it.
And Misfit in Heaven's body walks over towards their own body and sort of puts their hand up, like slowly, like, can I?
To be fair, you are touching yourself, so.
You don't have to say it like that. And Misfit, I think, will put their hands over where sort of that connection to Aussie is, where that disc goes into the suit, and will lean down to Heaven and will say, I can feel a connection to my old domain that I haven't felt in quite some time.
Okay, and you have my wings and didn't know how to use them. How do you think I feel right now?
I'm just saying that there's power within you that you could use right now. And you didn't tell me, but you yourself, I can feel it in your body too. So I'll set the stage, but I think it's all you. And Misfit will get back up and will pull the disc out as he does so. And I think along the way, as he sort of like pulls the disc out, he sort of like tries to like do so slowly enough that like Aussie is warned that it's coming, so that she can also prepare as well for the severing, for the disconnect that I'm sure is very startling and disorienting for them. But they'll do so, and then they will walk over towards Tomas with the disc in their hand. They'll say, how do I know that you're not lying?
If I wanted your brains across this nice, fine mahogany table, you would have never seen it coming. As you see, surrounding you, almost like active camouflage, other rebels begin to sort of appear as you see almost like predator-like lasers on the foreheads of everyone on the other side of the table, including your mother, your brother, Dell, Rosie, not Cal because he's knocked out. So you can see, I could have easily ended all this, but I decided to be civil. Something heaven lacks.
Okay, well, fine. Then I am giving you Asi right now in exchange for what you promised us. And I will hand over the disc with Asi in it to Tomas. But as I do so, I would like to use the lies that serve me, which says that I may attempt to tap into my latent divinity to cloak reality with my lies for a time. When I have a secret or truth you wish to conceal, when I wish to conceal, describe what lie or distraction will replace it. What I just said was a lie. And as I had walked along the table towards Heaven, I want to say that I picked up like a small like saucer or something that is shaped similarly, like a paperweight or something that is shaped similarly to the disc itself. And that I am sleight of hand giving Tomas this other item instead. Yes, see.
Can I help you with that?
Yeah.
And
Would you like help with that?
like to almost pass it to you, and like in that little moment, Eden looks up and goes, lie, like just mouths the word to you only, lie, and like hands you the, like does the pass with you.
Get too high or low. Use every goddamn bond you have.
Okay.
You
Looking
can
at
subtract and add. So after you roll, you can add or subtract for bonds, but for darkness, you gotta declare up front.
okay.
So.
Heaven only has one bond with Vic, So that's all I got. But I also have a darkness token. I'm gonna spend it
Okay.
right now. I'm gonna spend 1 darkness token.
Please, please, you can't fail this. You
Please,
have
please,
to
please.
succeed.
Perfect hit! Perfect hit! I got it! Okay, on an 8 to 10, you encase the lie in what remains of your divinity. Choose one. I will pick that the lie will hold up against any type of scrutiny.
Fantastic.
And I would also like to say, if I may, with the perfect hit, that what Misfit is trying to do is create an opening for heaven, to sort of like intercede and to sort of take charge of the situation in such a way that Tomas won't see it coming. So that is what Misfit is trying to do: is give an opening to heaven.
Fantastic. So with that, you're handing it off, and I think in this moment there is going to be a quick flashback. Before we do that, Heaven, we're getting towards the end of this episode here, which means Doom's door has to be unlocked here. You've got 5 clues, which means that out of the difficulty of 6, you are rolling 2d6s and subtracting 1. Now everybody here succeeded there, so you're the last one to roll this bad boy.
Wouldn't it be so silly goofy if I failed, y'all?
Wouldn't it? It'd be fucking wild, wouldn't it?
It'd be like so silly goofy funny. A little tea, huh? Let me stop talking. I'm scared as fuck. It's a 9.
Oh, thank God.
That's a perfect hit.
It is. I would like to flashback right quick to inside the video game. As you right quick get separated from your group as you approach what you assume to be Mimi in that sort of hospital simulation. As you approach in this mindset, as you see they're connected up, IV with a bunch of different medicines. They're still loose, they're still here, like they're not like drugged out where they're like don't know where they are. But as you do approach with your arm soaking still blood, they speak up in a very old tone. They're older than what you assume they would be, as they look to be maybe 60s, maybe mid 60s. Hair is a combination of white, gray, and the black that they used to have, with just sag under their eyes, not necessarily of age, but of tiredness of the fight that they've had to fight. Oh, I didn't expect you to be here, to be honest. I would have never thought. Whose blood is that, my dear?
I don't think I have the heart to say it.
Was it Fatima? I can't.
No.
Why would you?
No.
Why?
I don't know. I thought that maybe if I just steal my will and if I did it and just endured it, things would be different in the future. But I guess I'm wrong. It's nice to see you.
You see, shouldn't be getting up, but is. As you see, they disconnect. As they gently hold your hand in a very romantic way. It is lovely to see you as well. But you are so different. And you didn't know, but I thought you told me to lie to them because it was the kinder truth. And look where it has turned us. A daughter who hates you and a son you murdered.
I know. I know.
You said the lie would be good. It wasn't. As much as you hate Naomi, you have become them far too early.
I'm so sorry.
Don't cry yet, because you know, no, you learned the truth to the terrible fate that you've become, which means you can change it. You, as they hold your hand so very tightly, know what you become. But in knowing that, you know you can choose another path. A moment will come, I don't know when, I don't know in what circumstance, but a moment will come where you will be able to change things, to do it differently. I just need you to choose the right choice, or you will become a monster would be doing disservice to the thing you become. Promise me, as he said, look into our eyes, that you will not become what Naomi taught you to be. That you will not be beholden to fate or a fucking sword or some other bullshit. That you, at the end of the day, will be heaven. Promise me.
And he takes her hands in his, caked in their own child's blood. I'll try. I don't.
Don't try heaven. It's never your strong suit. Choose. Just choose. As the flashback ends and you have an opportunity before you, there is a lot going on. There is this, yes, of Aussie and being surrounded, but also there is just something at the teetering at the back of your mind. Kelgar, the person that caused all this bullshit to begin with, is within stabbing distance. Everyone is distracted. And you can maybe get both, but if you stab him, you'll get vengeance, but what it will cause after that, you don't know. Or you can toss aside that old part of yourself and choose a different path. Neither is right or wrong in this instance, to you at least, but they are paths that are open to you. So in this pivotal moment, you are Doom's door. And what you choose next will decide the fate of the Mythics from now to the end of time. So with that, Heaven, what do you choose to do in this moment?
They're going to let sleeping swords lie and let Kel keep his nap and his body. But I don't know above game. How am I getting those vials?
So what are you trying to achieve here in terms of like what are we trying, what's your objective that you're trying to achieve here? You're just trying to get the cure from this guy.
Yeah, in this big cross section, they're not gonna hurt Kel and just let this pass off happen.
You are in the body of a son of the devil. And demons have manifestations of themselves. And you remember the four-armed wonder that was once Misfoot when they fought their brother. As you feel an activation of, you can go ham in here if you so wish. And with the heat combined with this alien technology you are wearing, you will be fast enough to grab this vial before they get a chance to take a shot at everyone. So it's kind of in a sense of you can move super fast and then flashbang all the enemies, giving everyone else time to like scatter.
Yeah, let's do that. That sounds good. Would that be just Unleash the Dark?
Depends. If you Unleash the Dark, it'll just, a scene, but if you really want to like handle this, it would be Power Through Darkness. So I'll leave it up to you.
All right. Yeah, I would like to Power Through Darkness.
All right, so popping all as you go through that.
And then put 2 more darkness tokens on that roll. I'm glad I did, but that's not going to be enough. That's a 6.
How many pods do you have as Misfit?
How many pods?
Actually, quite a few.
Use that motherfuckers.
Wait,
Is
where-
one of them with me?
Maybe?
I don't know. You look.
I don't remember.
I will say, the Keeper will offer you something connected to what the darkness demands of you. So in terms of, you can move forward, but if you can kind of move forward, but something negative will happen, or something of the Harbinger's side will give way. So it's an option.
I mean, I guess I'll do as the darkness demands.
Okay. I think with that, you move super fast. You're able to grab the vials, toss them to the side. But as you do that right quick, flashbang everyone, I think in this instance, feel something from beneath your feet grab you and drag you into the ground as you go kind of like under the house where the basement is. And as you sort of pick yourself up, as you're sort of transforming slowly into this being, you see your daughter Fatima on the other side going, "It's time we ended this." As that is going on downstairs, what are the rest of you doing? As real quick, who are you tossing the vials to? You giving it to Misfoot, or are you tossing it to somebody further?
To Misfoot.
Misfoot, you have the vials in your hand. It's about 4 kind of greenish, liquidy kind of syringes that you just stab into yourself, it looks like. But you don't know necessarily if it's like, do I stab here? Is it a chest thing? You don't know necessarily how to inject. So you don't know if necessarily where to put this thing, but you have it, so.
And these are the cures for the nanites, right? Just to confirm?
Yes.
Okay. I think then Misfit's not going to try and guess in this moment. That feels like a bad idea. And so they're just going to, I think, like pocket them and like, we'll worry about this later.
Fantastic. So you're pocketing these.
If you want it, okay, fine.
We injected them ourselves. Remember that.
And that worked so well last time.
Yeah, it didn't.
I want my body back so bad, Chris. You have no idea.
I don't think this is the cure for the body thing. I think
It's
this
not
is
the
for the body thing.
nanites are the things.
It will flush everything out and put everybody back in their body.
Oh.
But the thing is, you don't know how that process works. So you don't know if it's like, now we're good, or like it's something like.
Also, why did we steal them? Wasn't he gonna give it to us anyway, since the lie was gonna hold up?
Well, yes, but there was an opportunity for Heaven here in this moment.
enough.
So.
I assume Heaven's gonna fuck up his shit, so like he probably won't give it to us after that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you're showing up for that.
He's the bad guy. You think the bad guy is
He could have told us. He could have given us a little tip.
So
No,
with that,
yeah.
you grab vials. That's what you're doing there. Vicious and Eden, what are we doing in this instance? As you have a temporary moment, they're flashbanged or kind of disoriented. What are we doing here?
I want to sand punch him.
Fantastic. Fan punch him. If you would be so kind, unleash the dark for me, please.
Darkness tokens I have. It's not mine, so it's. I only got 2. I can use 1.
Just mayhem on every level, as you see
Okay.
everyone else is like ducking out the way, or trying to prepare. You see Rosie is literally going under the kitchen, and you just hear a from under it.
It's a good thing I used my one darkness token. I got an 8.
8, fantastic. If in 8, you can pretty much choose to either get past the defenses, inflict a condition, get what you want from them, avoid appraisal harm, gain the upper hand for now, expose a weakness, or confuse them for some time.
I want to get past their defenses to inflict a condition, and I want to get what do I pick one? No, I choose 2. And I want to get what I want from them.
Okay,
Which-
so I'm very.
You know what I want.
I know. Well, he's got conditions here. Oh, I'm gonna do that because that sounds fun. Their condition gets inflicted there. I'll tell you what it is after. But what the other thing? What do you want from them?
I need to know, take some information or something. I need to know how to use these syringes.
It's a little difficult because it's just like he doesn't have it, but you do know he is built internally. So you think of maybe if you get an opportunity to maybe like rip into maybe the cybernetic side of this, maybe you can figure out where this ooze or whatever this plasma where it kind of originates, and maybe it's like, well, if it originates from there, then maybe we just stab in that direction. But as you punch him, breaks through the door, as you see the hurricane winds blowing through, you see so we're going to play it that way. As you see, he unbuckles his poncho, lets it fly in the wind, as you see his body begin to sort of liquid metal go over as he gets overclocked. As you see, he just glows neon before rushing towards you. With that, Eden, what are you doing in this instance? As you see, Vig's about to deal with the whole thing there.
I am going to hop over, like back into fucked up monster body moment. Get in between, future Tomas and Vic, because they know how fragile their little body is. And they know that if that fucking liquid metal truck hits their body, they will not be getting up again. So I think there is like a similarly like the first thing they do is they put Aussie the hidden chip. They put it in one of the mouths and then close it. Hold on to that for later. And then they just like rip out. I don't think I'm going to move. I don't think I'm going to use a move particularly yet. Maybe just an Unleash the Dark moment.
Fantastic. So Unleash the Dark for me, please. As you are getting in the way, you see not only is he moving super fast, but you see lightning emanate from his body as well, as it kind of projects him at an even faster rate. What did we get here?
A 10.
A 10. I believe it is same for you, so you get 2 choices out of those there.
Oh, I should have been paying more attention. Unleash the Dark? Is that what I mean?
Yeah, condition, get what you want, avoid appraisal of harm, gain the upper hand for now, expose a weakness or flaw, or confuse them. So that's what you get.
All right, I am going to gain the upper hand for now, and get what I... Can I expose a weakness or flaw?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that. Again, in the vein, of course, of trying to be like, get me my nanites out of here.com.
You see it goes so fast that when you stop them with your arms, the sound of it just reverberates off as you see as it just breaks through the rain temporarily before continuing down. And with that, as you're sort of putting his hands down, you can see that in between the metal, it kind of almost like if a circuit's kind of running electricity through, it's like plate metal armor that there's breaks in it, and you can see the wiring and the tubes of the pink plasma going through. So it's like he's running on this. If you would take the gas out of a car, it slowly stops to work. But with that, he does that, looking in his eyes. He goes, you're very interesting. Let's see how you really take a challenge. as that is your turn, we go back to downstairs as you're looking from one corner of this basement to another. Heaven, you see your daughter is there, ready to go, but also looking for blood as well.
Look, I know there's nothing I can say to stop you. If you can just give me one more second.
A second? Did you give my brother a second? As you see, something pops up from their shoulder as it goes tick, 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 goes back in. As you start to see their skin begins to change as something's injected into them, and you see scales begin to form along their neck as they go towards you. And I'm going to say they get a free shot here as you're trying to calm down. They punch you super hard in the chest as you can feel something move before it sets itself back in due to your physiology as a demon. You're able to heal a little quicker, but you can see they misplace something before it gets back. You get pushed, so you're taking condition there. As you're getting hit there, you can see they are raged out, as that is a condition they have right now, due from before. So they are blinded with rage at the moment. So I leave it up to you what you would like to do.
We are doing the raptor hands. Like this, I don't know how many appendages I got right now, but just hands out. I'm not gonna hurt you. That kind of gesture. I know I'm a monster in the future, and I'm changing that. Fatima, if you would just... Please.
Oh, cry me a river. Looks like you decided to be a hero. As they proceed to kick you out into the courtyard. Mud in your face. With that, people upstairs, pretty much everyone else is taking care of the guards at the moment. As you see that your brother Xanabar is currently like biting into a guy's neck at the moment. You can see that Rosie is currently providing cover as they're shooting, so you really don't have to worry about anything. Even your mother, you see one of the guards tries to deck her, and he just simply breaks his hand before she just take him by the head, throw him out the window. So that part of the fight is covered. You don't have to worry about that. You do notice, especially for you, Misfit, because you're not in it, they are fighting Bad Tomas at the moment. So I'll start off with you here. What do you want to do?
I guess the question is, can we see now that both Eden and Vic are fighting Tomas, can we see a little bit clearer on his body, like where this fluid originates from?
I think you would. I don't think you know where it originates from, but you do know that he's got. It's like plate armor. Like there's spots where we can hit. So
I meant the fluid that's in his body.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of protected in terms of like.
I see.
It's
Okay.
like a chassis kind of deal. So it's like a car. So that's what it is.
Just gotta hit him again, baby.
All right. In that case,
armor.
yeah, I think in that case, Misfit is going to rip out the wings from Heaven's body once again, and is going to fly over as quickly as possible, as best that he can, over to Tomas, and is going to try and like pry part of this like plate armor off of him to reveal the underside of his body, using as much of like that cutting light that happened the last time that he flew, trying to use that to like cut into the plate armor so that it will just kind of like be easy to tear off.
Fantasy. Do you want to unleash the dark, or do you want to go a little bit ham here and try to
Let's go ham.
power through darkness? Go ham. Power through darkness for me, please.
Yeah.
As even though it's 3v1, he's still pretty hard because it's like a matter of just like block. He's getting punched, he punches back, kind of that. What did you get?
I got an 8. I just have to play not myself. You use your powers with great precision and effect, changing the situation before you. Additionally, the Keeper may offer you reprieve, a golden opportunity, or a bond with someone. So, Keeper.
Fantastic. I think golden opportunity, because that's what you're going on for here. As you do, you manage to almost like with the light trap the liquid of the metal, and it's separated far enough that it gets thrown off, as it's kind of like almost like they interact with each other, and when you kind of take it off, it just becomes metal. As you do, you expose the wiring that's almost like half his body from the shoulder as you see the pink neon. You do provide an opportunity, but as you do that, he gets pissed and kind of goes, enough! As you see lightning begin to spark from his body. I will say you're going to take damage here. I'm going to roll real quick to see who else gets hit in this. I'm just curious. 1 or 2. That is one. You, Vic, also get hit with this. Both of you take conditions for you, Vic, and you, Misfoot. As you get pushed back, you see he is now, even though his metal is gone, it has provided him more electricity to run off of as he slowly begins to levitate himself with it and kind of goes, you Mythics think you're so freaking hot. Well, if you're so hot, God, as you see, he's really pissed, doesn't know what to say. But you see he kind of force lightnings both of you as he begins to just the both of you in this moment. With that, I will say, because you took some damage here, Vic, I'm going to give it to Eden first before I get to you. So Eden, what are you doing as you see these two are getting hit by lightning in a sense coming off of this guy?
Well, I've got a cool monster form here. Thank you, Vicious. And I'm a tank now, so all of the rage, that lives inside Eden now has like an actual cycle to work through. And it is, as Vicious's name suggests, absolutely vicious, where he starts levitating and Eden does the same damn thing. Like, they come up, up, up. I have been so hungry all fucking day. And if I don't get back into my body in the next 35 fucking seconds, I am going to make it everybody's problem. And I would like to misuse one of these moves on this playbook.
Please do.
Which is not the gnawing edge of hunger, the other one. The better to eat you with, my dear. When you reflect on the keys uncovered so far, I may feed on an aspect of a key. The keeper describes how your body violently changes in response. That feels like Eden wants to like plunge their hand into the deepest part of wherever this like liquid pulsing nanite stream is. And like try to feel kind of in the way that they have felt Vic reading and feeding off of their energy, like finding the soul of this thing and pulling it out and starting to devour it. Like to find where it is, to be like, I need to know exactly where this comes from, and I'm going to take this energy into myself, and then it's going to just explode everywhere.
Get 2 questions.
Fantastic.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, you get.
Do I just do it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You have to take a condition and then you ask 2 questions.
Oh, I'm so sorry that I'm going to give you a condition.
No, you're fine.
There's
I have
so
a
many
condition on
funny of
your
them.
body.
Haha.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Haha. Let's see. Ooh, these are delicious questions. What do my eyes feast on that others have missed? And how do my claws break the key and change it into a truer shape? Ideally, truer bodies.
Yeah, I think in this instance, this is pretty much going to finish him off because of just the aspect of it. But I think so that answers kind of your second question of like, this is pretty much going to kill because it's the only thing providing him support. But you do notice just at the corner of his eye, you can see that it looks like it's recording in terms of like he is transmitting what he's seeing to somewhere else. So someone is watching this go down. But before whatever he's supposed to do is done, you come in, plunge into his neck, and almost like a vampire, break the glass that is encasing this and beginning to just drink it out as he just powers down and goes almost like a dead battery as you just go just one loud monstrous scream as just pink liquid is dripping off of your mouth. With that, as that is all finished there, I think the last kind of scenes that we see for this episode involve you, Heaven. As you are in the rain, you're feeling pain as you see Fatima almost like jump pack onto where you are in the mud and is slowly still coming towards you with rage in their heart.
Yeah. And I forgot we were playing Apocalypse Keys and we have a move, reveal your heart. So that's why Heaven has been taking every single book because they don't want to hurt their fucking daughter. So I would like to, let's see. I have been embodying a condition that affects me, and I picked despairing. They're on like their last wits because he doesn't know what to do. If that does count.
I think that does count.
All right.
If you want to roll, you can for me here.
Can use a 1 token.
Yes, too.
Oh boy. That's a 10.
It's a 10. Your heart reaches out to theirs. Either you grow closer, you soothe your heart, they taught you something important, or they give you hope. And there's a bunch of stuff here, but I think just for the sake of expediency, what's the thing we're trying to achieve here out of this? I think is for give you narrative control.
And so where is Fatima in like all of this right now?
You are like kind of in the back of the house, kind of mud across your face as you see you're got kicked a little bit into the wheat field, so you're kind of in it. So in this moment, you're just a little disoriented from the wind. Wheat field behind you and kind of mud, maybe about 30 feet away. They're kind of, in terms of like fast walking, they're not necessarily running towards you at the moment, as they seem to be trying to savor this moment of revenge that they're gonna get, or think they're gonna get anyway.
And what he does is just close the distance. Like as she comes running, they're just picking their body 1 foot at a time and accepting whatever might come at them. You know, before everything ended, I did talk to Mimi. And in the future, we made a decision. And it was a lie.
You're a liar. That's all you do, you lie.
I am. And I did. But after this, everything I've learned, I promise to be a better mother. I'm sorry.
There is just confusion in their head. There's pain. You do have an opportunity if you want to do something. If not, they're going to try to solve this in their head.
I'll let them solve it.
Then I think it comes down to one last roll for me, at least. Vin, would you be so kind? Even or odd?
I'll take it even.
You see they grab you, look you in the eye, and do the same exact motion you did to their brother as they go in and rip your heart out of your chest before they toss it. But if I'm remembering correctly, you're not in your body. You are in Misfoot's body. So you do on the floor, and you feel your life waning as they look at you and discuss before they walk off. And you feel your life slowly draining. But Misfit's a demon. Demons are built differently. As you are on 1 out of 2 heart support here, which sucks, but it's not fatal. And I think in this moment, what's the last thing that runs through your mind as you see your child, knowing the truth still, decides to pretty much murder you, pretty much follow in your legacy?
They're trying not to let the anger consume them as they lay with a hole in Misfit's body, probably being turned to a puddle as they just lay there in the rain. They just hope that they can make the future better.
And I think, just due to the time we have, we cut to one last scene as we find ourselves within the pits of hell, overlooking a very worn, torn office as Iblis looks out to his domain. A portal behind him opens as we see Mom in their robotic form kind of go, my liege, don't patronize me. Why so glam? I thought you would be elated by the news. My wife is dead. Dead. As you see, he tosses a glass of some sort of drink in a direction. I hope this doesn't ruin the plans. The plans are going accordingly. I am to depart for Vegas soon. Good. The last thing we need is to fuck up when we're this close. You'll get your reward, Spawn. As you see this slowly portal begins to open up. I do have a question. Speak. If it comes down to it, are you willing to sacrifice your family for your kingdom? He slowly gets up. That is for me to decide, robot. Take care of your family. I will take care of mine. And that is where we shall end the episode for today. Yay! Yay! Lovely, 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 everyone. Thank you for joining us for this whipsy, topsy-turvy episode of the Mythic Initiative. I know it was a little bit long, but you can see some good shit. With that, we're going to do the promos, plugs, and all that good stuff in reverse order here. So with that, please take it away. I want to say
CJ, it's me. Hi, everyone. The last one every single time, and now the first one. It is I, CJ, or Scholastic Dragon everywhere. If you like what I do, then you'll love that I do everywhere else. God, what am I doing these days? Oh, you can see me this Saturday, not only defending my title, but attempting to win the Pokemon tournament known as Nameless Showdown Lazuli Gym. Sunday. It's on Sunday. It's not on Saturday. It's on Sunday. It is on Sunday. Sunday. Honestly, come see the mess that we make over there. You will either see me win or have a meltdown when I lose, in character, of course. Outside of that, I don't know. Follow me on Twitter. I'm passing it to Hamna.
Hello. My name is Hamna. I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer and producer. You can find me all over the interwebs at Lilith TTRPG. If I have an account, that's the username. I'm not gonna try to continue that. Like CJ said, this Sunday is Nameless Showdown, 6 p.m. Eastern Time over on the Nameless domain. We are raising money for the Black Trans Foundation in the UK and the 519's Trans People of Color Project that is based out of Canada. So please come and donate money.
Going to the next person.
Speaking of homophobic, hi guys. Wow, we have fun here. There's a lot of emotions going on, but guess what? Catch me in a couple weeks at PAX Unplugged. I'm doing a couple of panels, plural. Come punch me in the face. I don't know. What do you think? Totally better twin. See?
Get help. Is what I think. Hi everyone, my name's C. I use they them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at C Plays RPG. All right, hold on. Okay, my camera's not going to shift because I'm so cute and fun. I'm also so sweaty. Thank you. I've been eaten tonight. In Vic's body. That was super normal of everyone. Transplanter is not streaming this Saturday. We will be streaming the second part of the penultimate episode because Connie had a tummy ache during our penultimate episode. So we're not streaming on Saturday, okay? Hear me now. We're streaming on Monday, a 1.5 hour long episode, final boss fight, penultimate episode, and then on next Saturday, November 18th at 8 p.m. US Eastern Time is the finale of Arc 1 of the Chaos Protocol on Transplanter RPG. It is literally going to be so fucking sad. So tune in. You're going to love it. It's going to be so deeply wretched. I cannot tell you that enough. Yeah, that's it. That's what I got. Chris, this was fucks.
Hey, that's my specialty.
Oh my God.
With that, my name is Chris. I have been your keeper for these wacky tourney preceding evenings. With that, you catch me on Twitter while it is still alive at VO_Colon, COLON. Beyond that, I do have a game we'll talk about later that in December we'll be doing a nice little charity game for Feliz Navidad for Café Cultivar. It's all Latin folks where we raise money for charities during that month. And then after that, my next flagship that I won't spoil yet is in development next year, so you get to see more of me online. But for this show in particular, there's only 2 more. That's right, 2 more episodes before we finish out this season. So you want to stick around because it's gonna get messy. But beyond that, we hope you had a lovely time here with us, and we wish you a wonderful night. Until then, everyone, we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.